Moffitt Method and start training with my team today. I'm now offering personal one-on-one training in order to share my proven method of guiding athletes down the path to championships. To sign up, visit themoffittmethod.fit. That's moffittmethod.fit.
This is Will Campbell with the Tigers. Louisiana National Bank is committing to making every interaction with its customers an experience that's more exceptional than any you've ever encountered. If you're looking for a teammate to help you achieve your financial dreams, come see one of the Louisiana National Bank's uncommon bankers. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, October 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 84. Coming up on OTB, we talk Saints with Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football at 9 a.m. and Aaron Murray joins the show at 9:15. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back, OTB, Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, tailing out of you today. 84, Mario. 84?
That's what it said.
I have a sweatshirt on. Did we really get false falled in October?
Well, you have a sweatshirt on because it's 40 degrees in here.
Yeah, but did we get false falled in October? Like, I thought that was saved for maybe September and stuff. Are we, like, is it going to bump back down? What's the long-range forecast looking like here?
Hey, y'all, T-Bob has really got his weather app out. He's concerned.
It might just be a little colder. Might just be a little colder this year. It'll be nice.
A little what? A little hotter?
A little colder. Like, it might get even colder than this.
Well, okay. I think we're having two different conversations. I'm saying that it was colder than this, and now it's getting hotter.
Okay.
And then I'm surprised. But looking at this, yeah, no, it's all kind of whatever. It's fine. All right, welcome in, OTB. Hanging out with you today. Brian Kelly, member of the media yesterday. That's where I want to start. He had some interesting things to say that I want to get into. Well, welcome in Aaron Murray in hour number 3 as he continues to try to convince me that we should somehow crown Georgia after beating Kentucky, a team that they have beaten 14 times in a row now. I don't understand the logic of Bulldogs fans, but we'll argue that about Aaron later on. We get Nick Underhill coming on the program to speak of the New Orleans Saints as they bounce back 3-2 now. What did Nick see? And reviewing the film and whatnot. And we got OTB Mailbag. I think some general college football conversation. Maybe even Mario give you a couple minutes to talk some Wemby as he looks like a complete alien out there on the NBA court. But how's everyone feeling today, boys?
Great. It's on the TV right now. Did you see the way the Braves-Phillies ended last night?
Yes, I have that at 7:45. That was insanity.
So, yeah, since we're going to get to it later.
No, you can get to it.
It's fine. I don't want to start the show with it. But, great feeling if you're a Braves fan.
I think I don't know the position numbers. What is that, like an 8-5-3 double play or something somebody said? Whatever. It's the first ever double play of that combination pulled off in the postseason.
Is it really?
Yeah, and any time you have anything that happens for the first time in baseball, it always amazes me, much less in the postseason when to win the game, to end the game. And in a crazy comeback bid where Braves fans were depressed and dead in the water and were staring down 0-2 and another wasted regular season to the Phillies, and it all changed in 2 innings. These are the times that I'm bummed when I no longer have like a true MLB passion or love, because I grew up obsessed with that team. That was my team, but now I just don't have it as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was probably like before children. Like I would come home from playing from the Chargers, and the games would start at 5 out there. So like as soon as I got home, they were already like in the 3rd inning, and it was like, all right, I'm going to get home. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch every single Braves game. So yeah, I mean, I lost a little bit of it, but still, I watch probably half of the games.
That's awesome though. I can't wait for baseball season, college baseball season. But shout out to all the Braves fans out there. You boys doing well back there?
Yeah, man, feeling well. Best time of year. Also, Pelicans play basketball tonight. Orlando Magic, first preseason game.
I was about to say, Mario's jolly.
Oh yeah!
Flock up, babe.
Is Zion playing?
Yes, he is. He's supposed to.
Freaking go!
I like how he likes it. Yeah, he's supposed to.
No, I mean, look, that's a legitimate question. Let's go. If he's playing in preseason, they feel so good that he's playing, because you can't treat him with kid gloves anymore. If he's playing preseason, Taylor, you should get excited.
I am excited.
What are you, a Mavs fan?
No.
Good.
I do like Luka. He's a good player. Not a Mavs fan though.
He likes Luka. Is anybody surprised?
I was never a Dirk fan though. I don't really know why.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't like Germans?
Was he German?
Pretty German.
Was he?
Nowitzki?
He's the German.
Yeah,
From?
right. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He's very German.
He's not Serbian.
All right, let's get into this. So Brian Kelly met with the media yesterday, and there's a few of these bites that I want to point out. The first thing I want to talk about is Jaden Daniels. We're halfway through the season. We kind of look back. We can do kind of okay, let's see what's worked, what hasn't, what you got to get better, and there are some answers with that in mind that we'll get to. But Jaden Daniels has now won SEC Offensive Player of the Week 3 of the last 4 weeks. You lead the nation in third down conversion. He's second or third in the nation in seemingly every quarterback category. Like Caleb Williams is the only player that has just better raw volume stats than does Jaden Daniels. So up to this point, Jaden Daniels has been an unqualified success. And Brian Kelly, because remember, what was a lot of the preseason debate? Could Jaden Daniels improve, or was he already a known quantity? Right? Is what you see what you get? Because I mean, he had a million starts up to that point. How could we possibly expect him to get that much better? Well, this is Kelly 6, Mario. Here is Brian Kelly giving you an answer on how he views on how JD5 has managed to take that next step.
You know, it's our job as coaches to present the information in terms of what they need to do, players, to progress. And then players need to fix it. And I think, with Jaden, he fixed a lot of these things. He was not progressing, through his reads. He was coming off them too soon. He wasn't staying in the pocket. He wasn't being patient. He was doing some of the things that get you 80 yards throwing it. And so he's fixed a lot of those things and has put him in a position now where, he's one of the top, if not the top quarterback production-wise in the country. So I think we gave him a good plan. I think Joe Sloan's done a great job. Mike's done a great job of putting him in a really good position. And then I think he's gone out and he's made the adjustments and made the improvements.
Yeah, I think that's important to highlight, man, because I mean, it's funny now, Jake. Who would have guessed, even after Florida State, the original red zone possession in Florida State, we were complaining about them not getting Jaden Daniels on the run. How funny it is then that on that 3rd and 5 against Ole Miss, we're complaining that they took Jaden Daniels out the pocket because he has been so devastatingly effective from the pocket with both his arms and his legs, not just his legs, not just taking advantage of the full field that operating out of the pocket affords you, but no, finding throws over the middle, finding short throws, intermediate, long. Like, he is attacking every level field, and as Brian Kelly's talking about there, is it a credit to the process and the stability and the O-line and the receivers? It's a credit to everybody. But ultimately, the massive level of self-improvement that you've seen from Jaden Daniels. Ultimately, that has to be fueled from within, and Jaden Daniels deserves a ton of credit for making it happen.
He does. I would actually love to try to find his throw chart from last year compared to this year.
Yeah.
And just see exactly where some of these completions are coming from, because I still think, like, if he would have been last year's Jaden Daniels, he would have been fantastic. Like, he'd have been great, and he would have probably won you a lot of games. But, like, this level that he got to, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know he could get to this level. I didn't know that he could do some of the things that he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, like, yeah, they're going to scheme around some of his skill set, and it's going to be good, but could it be elite? Could it be maybe the best in the country? I didn't know that could get done, like, because, so many starts, and what can you really do to continue to develop? Well, credit to him, because he's done that and then some. And you're right, like 3rd and 5 last year, we would have been like, get him on the move.
Yeah.
Give him a two-way go.
Yeah.
Let him have the option to run it. Now it's like, man, why didn't you just keep him in the pocket?
I know. Let him pick apart the defense with his
been
brain
cooking
like
in
he's
the
been
pocket.
doing all year long.
Exactly. So, like, credit to him. I mean, he has completely changed his game. He still has the elements, and I think we probably saw those more last week than any week of, I'm still a badass, and I can still go out there, run quarterback draw, outrun everybody, split 2 defenders a couple of different times. He still has that, but now we're talking about somebody that can process it and hits every portion of the field at any area of the field.
Well, and the thing is, let's highlight when he runs, because this is not, at times last year, one of the big complaints was, even when he's having success with his legs, it was the immediacy of the decision to pull down and run.
Mm-hmm.
When I say he's making great decisions from the pocket, that doesn't just mean through the air, going through his progressions, finding the correct receiver. He's also doing a stunningly good job of knowing, okay, now is the time to run, right? Because that is also a decision in and of itself. What are you giving up when you choose to tuck it and run it? And nobody's perfect, but for the most part, his decisions, 9 out of 10 have been correct. And it's just like I said, I mean, it's incredible to see. You are inarguably, objectively, factually witnessing the second best quarterback season you have ever seen at LSU. And by far, Jake, the best quarterback season Brian Kelly's ever had. And not even close.
Yeah, that's not even close.
You go look at Brian Kelly, and that's why you're starting to hear this adoration in Brian Kelly's voice when he talks about Jaden Daniels, because he has never had a quarterback this good or this exorbitant. It's one of the reasons why you got to get something out of this defense in this second half so you don't just completely waste this, and maybe you can find opportunity. Because let's be clear, LSU does control its own destiny. Ole Miss is going to drop to either Texas A&M or Georgia. That is going to happen. That will give them 2 SEC losses.
Yep.
If LSU beats Alabama, you will have 1 SEC loss and you will have the tiebreaker. And now you got to beat Auburn and everybody else, right? But I'm saying, like, you still, if you win out, you control your own destiny when it comes to the SEC West. So that there's still massive opportunity, but the defense has to match Jaden Daniels' level of play. Here is Brian Kelly was asked about what he sees as a coach, because, like, we all see the numbers, but what do you see out of JD5 as a coach that has impressed you so much this year?
Some of the things that you don't see is ripping some throws, under duress. And I think that those are the big things that stand out to me is, he hit a seam ball late in the game. Even the touchdown to Neighbors that he threw that was wide open. We had a freshman center in there, and, they overloaded that A-gap, and there was pressure, and he had to move and slide, if you remember, and he was under duress, and he threw that on the move. That was just the nuances that, a lot of people may not see. But I see those things, and as quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator see the little things that he's doing under duress or under pressure or getting hit after he throws, a very accurate ball that are starting to separate him from good to great.
Well, and if you listen to OTB, then you've seen it as well, because those are the exact plays that we've highlighted and celebrated here. I know Jake talked about his toughness yesterday, and that seems to be one of the things that has really separated him this. And he was already tough last year, but you have seen it even more this year, and it really was embodied in this last game where he goes out and then comes back a drive later and just goes and wins you the game.
I mean, you look up, and he's got hurt ribs. He's got blood coming from his elbow down through his fingertips. I'm pretty sure he had a bloody lip at one point. I mean, just blood everywhere, and just it comes back in the game and just plays like that and runs the football, like, with hurt ribs. Like, there's no doubt he hurt his rib. I mean, you saw some pictures after the game. He had, like, the rib protector, kind of, the compression shirt that has it built in there. So he did something, and he's still out there running the football. Like his two biggest runs were after he hurt his ribs.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's been incredible from every aspect of it, and we'll see if we can get. I just sent it to the group. His pass map from this year.
Oh, nice.
And it is, and just the completions and where he's completing footballs.
Well, and one of the reasons why I really wanted to start, because I know that we're always loving on JD5, but isn't this why we watch football? Like, don't we wait 8 months every offseason to get the opportunity to witness greatness? And it's especially fun when it's greatness in your own backyard. And I know because maybe the defense has played. Like I talked to one of my friends who didn't even watch this last game because he was still so frustrated by the Ole Miss game. Like, you can't let that happen. It's time. Like, you have to enjoy these moments, win or lose. Like, you have to enjoy these moments, these performances, this greatness that you're winning. You can make no mistake, even in that Ole Miss game, Jaden Daniels was great, right? So appreciate it while you have it. Enjoy the journey, and then see where you end up on the destination. Hold on, save this because we've gone long. Let's go to break, and when we get back, we'll break down that passing map, and we'll talk about this LSU team entering the second half of the season. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org. When you overthink it, don't overthink it. Just go to Central Plumbing and have them take care of your problems. Flat rate pricing, licensed, bonded, and insured. Excellent warranty coverage. They are the best, y'all. And, I think 5 decades in the game would tell you that. The massive fleet that they have amassed would tell you that. The fact that it's not just residential, but commercial. You have an office building or something you need your plumbing needs met. Maybe you just need to upgrade a bathroom, remodel, whatever you want. CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, you can go to the website today. You can see all the things that we tell you about every single day if you're looking to upgrade. If you want to get a remodel, it is right there on the homepage. Click on that tab. You'll see what they can do for you. They're going to come in, and they're going to tell you exactly what they can do as well at your home or business. But don't forget, go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water again. 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Air and 40 touchdowns.
You know it is.
What?
You know
and 1,000 on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
And how many touchdowns do you have there? 3 or 4?
He has 4.
4? Even after getting 2 taken away. Get to that. Brian Kelly talked about that. Yeah. But, wow. Unbelievable.
His quarterback rating in conference play, just against SEC teams, 205.5.
And right now, for reference, actually, Caleb Williams is the only player in the country with a quarterback rating over 200. And Jay Daniels is right there behind him at, I think it's 196.
Yeah, 196.7.
Yeah.
So we're going to give him 197 here on this show.
Pretty incredible, if you ask me. Hey, give me that passing chart, Taylor. All right, Jake. So what are we looking at here?
All right. So the green dots are completed passes. Obviously, you can see the key down there, and I think it just shows you exactly. And the blue, all that blue on the left and right side deep, that's touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Those are all touchdowns.
Hendon Hooker like that.
But but just look at. I mean, he's using every part of the field. Now, obviously, he's not throwing a ton of posts like deep post routes, but he's hitting that 15 to 18 yard middle portion of the field, in which, just last year didn't feel like it was a part of the LSU offense. I mean, look at that spray chart. He is going everywhere on the field. Now, you got a couple of more deep shots maybe on the right side, but also look at all those touchdowns on the left side.
So that's looking pretty I mean, maybe a little more, but yeah, and then even the couple down the middle as well. And you think about a couple of the drops, like I see one of these dots, I'm like, ooh, that's Chris Hilton at the beginning of the Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
Right. He dropped that in the bucket right there. This is impressive, dude. Nobody would have ever expected to see something this balanced out of JD5 last year.
No, I mean, you are hitting every portion of the field. You're hitting every depth of the field as well. And you know what you don't see a lot of? It's kind of like Where's Waldo, trying to find that red dot for an interception.
Yeah.
You know, you can find it if you look at it and stare at it long enough. I mean, just not turning the football over and still taking chances.
Well, and like a lot of chats point out, he lost stats in the FSU game with drops. Even this last game, you didn't throw it much, but there were 2 drops when you did. Like at one point, I think he was like 9 of 12 or something, and Malik and Brian Thomas both had a drop. So it's
the last pass of the Ole Miss game was a drop.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, no, it was.
To the standard of, how good that player is and can be.
Yeah, maybe that's a yellow dot right there at like the 32. Just hanging out soul in the middle right there.
I mean, look, it's highly impressive what he's been able to do and the way that he's doing it. Because if he just had stats, but it was like, it's kind of still, he's just more athletic than everybody else, and he's getting it done. We'd still be very excited about that, but he is doing it at an elite level, using all portions of the field, using different depths like we talked about, your 5-yard throws, your 15-yard throws, certainly your 30-yard plus throws. He's doing whatever you have to have him do to keep his team in the game with his arms and with his legs, but more importantly, more with his arms.
Well, now I wish, too, I don't think they have this, but I wish they had like a run chart where they would have arrows just like tracking every run that he's made through the season, because that would look pretty awesome. It would look like a giant kraken spreading its tendrils all throughout the field, deeper and deeper and deeper into the defense.
I need to find that now.
Yeah, Jam says
probably doesn't exist.
Jam says, "Is Daniels doing this? Imagine what Nuss could be doing." Yeah, I agree, dude. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if I hear somebody say that on the spot,
and to be clear, that's true. That's just a little,
and that's not even
joke.
like, because I mean, Nuss is going to be great this year.
Yeah,
it's a luxury to have, but no, if you don't appreciate this, that's on you.
All right, so first half of the season's done. Here is Brian Kelly, how he feels that this team has emerged. First half done. Is that not a bummer for anybody else?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like it's flying by, man. Yeah, it feels like it's flying by. First half season done. Here's what BK had to say about what he thinks he's learned about this team.
3 of the 4 games on the road against top 25 opponents. So outstanding teams on the road. We're certainly playing at a high level offensively, and we need to continue to improve defensively. And that's, obviously we've given up too many points on the road, but I think our guys have done a great job in their preparation on the road. Clearly, outside the Florida State game, we had a great chance to win the Mississippi game. So I'm really proud of the way they've handled themselves on the road, but it's been a difficult schedule, and we're seasoned. We're right in the hunt, and, the season's in front of us.
Again, they do control their own destiny. They are the opposite of Georgia, who seemingly never has to hit the road. LSU has had 4 of 6 road games. Cannot wait for some extended time in Death Valley. I think Tiger Stadium is going to be electric this week. Oh, my God. I just had goosebumps course through my body thinking about it. 6 p.m., Auburn, homecoming from a Victorian, actual homecoming. A homecoming for the team after back-to-back road games in which Jaden Daniels has really cemented himself as the guy. It's going to be electric. Here is BK talking about this season, kind of, because he was asked by Scott Rabley about, okay, look, last year, same type deal, 2 losses early on. You finished season very strong. How do you feel about it this year?
It's kind of the opposite, right? It was brought up that we threw for 80-something yards. So, we were working diligently on the offense and making sure that the offense was growing, and we were playing pretty good defense. There was a stretch there. The Auburn game was one on defense, and I think now the shoe is on the other foot here in terms of, our offense is playing at a high level. We've got to get our defense to be much more in sync with what we're doing, and I think we took a step in that direction. I'm not saying it's a leap in any fashion, but we took a step in that direction, and we need to continue to do that.
They took a step closer to the line, Jake, is what they did. A step closer to the line. Here is him talking about the need to continue to play complementary football the second half.
Play complementary offense and defense and special teams. We got a big play from Jay Bramlett late in the game on that punt. That was a huge play that backs them up, and we get the interception. I mean, there were a lot of things that happened in the game where if we got an interception, our offense came back and scored a touchdown, or vice versa. They were complementing each other well, including special teams. We need more of that moving forward in the back end of this season.
I agree, and it's one of the great parts. It's like it's kind of that's probably a better way of putting it than I did on the film review Monday when we were talking about like these big sequences and moments where LSU stepped up, whether it was the defense having to come up with a stop, the offense taking advantage of a stop. But yeah, he's exactly right. Mizzou, probably your best complimentary game against a team that had a pulse or mattered.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Mizzou's going away.
No, I think they're pretty good.
I've actually I think I might even kind of learn some different things about them in the game. But yeah, you did it against a quality opponent. You can take the second half. I mean, you gave up 14 points when it looked like you were well on your way to giving up way more than that in the second half. And you did make a couple of plays. You made the plays when you had to make them. And like you said, it's a step. It is certainly not a leap. And I agree with that. It is a step in the right direction. And you don't, again, like we always talk about with USC and others, and like Iowa on the other side of it with offense, like you don't have to be a world beater. You don't, because you're elite on the other side. You just got to be not terrible.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, like be 65th in the country.
Don't. I mean, I can only get so turned on at 7:30, Jake. 65th, you say? I don't know, dude. Let's aim for 75 first. Yeah. 75, 45 in the Power 5. How about that? I need to check updated stop rate. We'll see. Well, that probably didn't get much better, actually. I just thought this answer was funny. This is Kelly 13. This is some of the missed calls on the goal line.
We've sent in the ones that we have concerns over. It just seems that it's hard for us to see how those, are missed, but maybe the officials look at me and say, how can you not, stop outside zone, So, I mean, maybe they look at the same way. I don't know, so maybe I got to put myself in their shoes, but you would think you could see a guy that's right in front of you moving, but I guess not.
I actually love that because he's not wrong. It is kind of the same thing, right? Like you're frustrated with the refs for not being able to do the most fundamental part of their job, and he's like, well, you know what? That's the old plank in the eye from the Bible that we were talking about. He's like, you know what? Well, I my team can't even stop outside zone, so I guess I understand how you miss a false start. They also I couldn't find the other answer on here, but they did also turn in. They definitely don't think Pimpton held. Which, I mean, I told you, I looked at the film frame by frame and could not find the hold. The one thing the Missouri player did, he did a good job of complaining that he was held.
He did.
To the point where I even went back and looked at it a bunch because I was like, okay, did I miss something? But I just couldn't. It just wasn't there. And then they also got real upset with that Will Campbell got called for, what did Will Campbell call for? Personal foul? Unnecessary roughness?
If I remember correctly.
Kept blocking the guy out of bounds.
Yeah. He was like, Will didn't know that you weren't allowed to drive the guy into the third row of the stands. He's an offensive lineman. He's just doing his job.
Oh, that would be awesome, though, if you were complaining to a referee, just letting him have it. He's like, hey, coach, how about you stop outside zone?
I feel like that's the only time you see flopping in football, like near the line of scrimmage when it looks like it's maybe a holding, the guy just flails his arms. I feel like they get a lot of those calls.
Like 4 or 5 flopping clips the past couple of days that are, I don't know, man. It just looks out of place in football. It feels like such a weak move in this game. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
What was the most egregious to y'all? Was it the false start that was clearly a false start, or was it Jaden Daniels being 3 full yards in the end zone?
Oh, I don't even think it's close. The false start thing was really bad, and granted, what I'm about to talk about was a little less bad, but LSU did definitely jump on that 4th and 1 touchdown against Ole Miss last week. Like, it wasn't as bad, but LSU did jump as well and got away with it. But, no, I mean, the QB sneak thing, I think, is the most inexplicable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
The entire offense was in the end zone. His entire body is in the end zone. And there's no great explanation. There's no knee down. There's no forward progress stopped. Right. It was just simply, no, I think he was down, dude. What? Yeah, no, I mean, I don't
Those
know.
line judges were.
Look, it's how I saw it,
great.
It's how I saw it. I thought he was down. How? It just was. Okay, sure. Yeah, I thought that was awful. I mean, what about you?
Yeah. I mean, it was the guys, like you said, the entire offense was
that's what I don't
in the end
understand.
zone.
There wasn't really a question.
Fully.
Yeah, bro. And then what if that fumble or whatever? What if they called that a fumble the next play? It would have been
Right.
Rage City.
Right.
Also, how does no one call down from the booth on that either? Is equally as shocking to me, but whatever. All right, so there it is. That was I think those are my favorite highlights from yesterday's Brian Kelly press conference. Maybe we'll revisit some other stuff if we have time or if we feel the urge later on. More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Join the All-Star Familia. I was wrong, boys. I got to wait a couple more months on the CNN, unfortunately. But I can't wait.
Your math wasn't
I
mathing?
guess I have to wait. But I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, you thought you had less months.
I think I overused the term "can't wait." Because a lot of people I'll say like, "Oh, I can't wait," and while I'm literally telling them that I'm going to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Sir Chase just saying I'm very excited.
Yeah.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Have anticipation about.
Yes. I'm legitimately excited, but here's the reasons why. I just got to wait a little bit, and then we'll be able to do it.
Yeah. But when you get there, it's going to be fulfilling.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Rewarding.
I know. The new that new CN is. I mean, I got that 20. It's even better than 2020. It's awesome.
Yeah. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by to talk some quarterbacks. Matty Hudak with some Saints film review. Join us Tuesday, 3 to 6 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like trucks. He likes trucks. I don't care for Auburn. He doesn't care for Auburn.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hell yeah.
What?
Auburn. I don't care for Auburn. That's the best part.
Who found this jewel?
Is T-Pain legitimately in this song?
Yes, he did.
It is him,
He
right?
did an episode of Squidbillies. They
Yeah.
animated him and everything.
It's an old Adult Swim show, Squidbillies, bunch of redneck squid humans. Is it like post-apocalyptic? They're mutants?
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like that.
But I think they're Georgia fans, and so they made this "I Like Trucks, Auburn Sucks" song.
Oh,
It's so good.
I've heard them on Full Ride with Childers before.
Yeah,
the
there you go.
creators, yeah.
There you go. Oh wait, the actual creators?
Mhm.
Oh no, that's cool.
Mhm.
Oh man, we should get them on OTB sometime. Yeah. Screw you, Auburn. I agree. Okay, so I haven't dove deep on Auburn yet, Jake. Look, certainly the offense is not the best, but I think Hugh Freeze is doing a pretty good job of kind of customizing the offense to what he has, trying to get some success out of it. I mean, the Georgia performance in Jordan-Hare, I know they lose that game, but that's a hell of a performance. I mean, they are severely outmatched in that game, and they find a way to kind of carry our lead throughout. They find a way to rack up 200 rushing yards on the ground. I do think Auburn has a pretty damn good defense. And the stats back it up. Pretty salty, giving up under 20 points a game. 5th in the SC in yards allowed. LSU second to last and dead last in those two categories, of course. What do you think, man? Like, LSU's, this to me, okay. And this is without watching film, so it's subject to change once I watch Auburn closer. But on paper, this feels a bit like Mississippi State, where it's like, okay, I can accept that LSU's defense is awful, but this offense is so bad and doesn't threaten you as much in the ways that you're awful that I think you should be able to have much more success defensively this week.
Yeah, because when you look at their quarterbacks, Peyton Thorne, Robbie Asher, both of them, I mean, they're really struggling to throw the football. Peyton Thorne made his hay running the football against Georgia, but they haven't even really been able to run the football like I thought they would. Jarquez Hunter, who's a really good back, I mean, he's been in the league a long time. Like, he's averaging 3.9 yards a carry this year, and Peyton Thorne's kind of the guy that really has been able to move the football for them. And I look, if there's one thing LSU does okay against, it probably is quarterback run.
Yeah.
So that didn't really threaten you too much. And if the DBs go out there and have a bad game in this one, it might be even more concerning than we thought. Like, you should have your best day maybe to date.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at what Auburn has, or I guess I should say what they don't have on the outside, right? Jay Fair leads their team right now with 196 yards receiving.
Wait. On the season?
On the season.
So one Malik Neighbors game is their top receiver's entire season?
Yeah. Rivaldo Fairweather, their tight end, is their second leading receiver. 15 catches, 145 yards.
Yeah, I saw that he was thinking about bailing on the team after a couple losses.
Yeah. So
because he's a Fairweather.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't think they got it. I wanted to make sure.
Mario's like, what?
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think they're
Otto Fairweather. Sounds like something out of
Rivaldo.
Okay, Rivaldo
Fairweather.
That sounds like something out of Dance of the Dragons. That should be like the Hand of the King. Oh yes, Sir Rivaldo of House Fairweather.
It sounds like a made up name.
Yeah.
Like if you had to create like a fake name, you're like, I don't want it to be too generic, but I want it to be wacky. Like
Fairweather, unbelievable. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, how do you not? I mean,
Rivaldo Fairweather.
So I mean, laying out their offense, they're not good. They're just not. They're not explosive right now.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze will get them to that point. Probably next year he'll have the offense that he feels much better about. Now, he's going to have something for you because he knows he has to scheme you up. He knows that you are struggling on that side of the football. Yep. They've also had a bye week.
Ooh,
they've had a bye week. So they've been putting some things together for you for days now. So he's going to have his best game plan, I think. And you're going to see something that you haven't probably seen already on tape. So if they have some success, that will make sense to me. I'm talking about the totality of the game. I don't expect them to move the football like you did from Ole Miss, like you did from Mizzou. And that's really, we've talked about it. Like, this matchup is so much better for the skill set you have on defense than when somebody's trying to go fast and they run the spread and they're in 11 personnel all game long. That's bad for you. Somebody that wants to slow it down, run the football, maybe have some different personnels. Mississippi State, like we've seen you got players that actually play pretty well in that style.
It's a great pin game, like we said.
Yes.
And let's be clear, like, yes, you were awful against Mizzou and Ole Miss, but Brady Cook's second highest rated passer in the SEC, one of the top in the entire country right now. Like, he's on fire. Luther Burden is 1A, 1B.
Leading receiver in the country right now.
Yeah, best receiver in the entire country. That's what I'm saying. Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin, like these are all very good to elite offenses, at least in the form that they're playing right now. So do Ashford and Thorne maybe have more success against you? Yes, but is it somehow it should not be overwhelming. Now, Emil does raise the specter that, look, the Auburn game always gets screwy and asking if they'll summon, the ghost of Auburn, Bo Nix. I don't know. I do know this. I look, Hugh Freeze, like you talked about, Jake, is, especially in the Georgia game, almost like running like a pseudo triple option in some ways.
Yep.
I love Harold Perkins if that's what you're going to want to run because he has the athleticism. Didn't Jackson Dart try to option in 2 games ago? And I think Perk ended up with a TFL. Mm-hmm. He played it perfectly, had the quarterback, had the speed to immediately get the Judkins, play both. Like, okay, you want to try that? Like, it's a big Perk game, big Percules game here. And coming off of maybe his most impactful game of the year.
Yeah, they're 88th in total offense. And I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it would be actually a little bit lower than that. It's 5.3 yards a play. They've scored 17 offensive touchdowns this year, 358 yards per game.
Just don't get them to 4th and 2. Because maybe that's when the Halloween seance takes place in 4th and 2. Bo Nix is somehow risen from the dead.
To give you an idea of where you're at offensively for LSU compared to Auburn. Auburn, I said, a little bit over 5 yards per play. You're 7.81 yards per play. There's 17 touchdowns. You're 34 touchdowns. You have almost 170 yards, I think, more per game offensively than they do. So you have the advantage as far as, your offenses and what you can do in this game and, how fast you can go, how many points you can score. So, yeah, this is definitely – and Auburn's defense is much better than I thought they would be.
Yeah, they salty.
But this offense for Auburn, they are one-dimensional right now. They can't throw a forward pass.
Well, and I'll take LSU's offense against any defense, right? Missouri's run defense is one of the best in the country, and they got 270 put on their ass. They was averaging 70 per. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Smithing? I'm joking. It says Community Smith.
My bad. Tom Smith.
Community Steel Company, baby. CommunitySteelCo.com. Contact this Gonzales, Louisiana company. You go see the facilities firsthand, and on the facilities they have the metal buildings, the steel buildings that you can, build. They have them already built. It's almost like a model home. You walk through, you touch, you feel them, see the pearls, see the tubing, get to know the sales team, recognize they buy direct from the wholesaler, and then they make the product and they sell it to you, which means you save, no middleman jacking up the price from this national BS. Keep it local, keep it simple, keep it Community Steel.
CommunitySteelCo.com is the website. They've got a brand new site we've been telling you over the last couple of days, and it's set up for success, just like everything they do is set up for your success. So go to that website today. Also, pick up the phone, give them a call, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
His name was King. He had a horse along the...
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Mario, Taylor, and Jake Henry. This does have a very Toonami feel. Mario, I'm sure you remember Toonami.
Hell yeah.
Do you remember Toonami, Taylor? No, you too young?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and you're probably just a little outside of that as well.
It was a show on Cartoon Network that played anime, pretty much. DBZ.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like a show. It was like he was like the host, this little robot man. I guess like the block of cartoons, the anime cartoons is called Toonami.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, DBZ, all that.
Hell yeah. Dude, God, Cowboy Bebop's so cool. It's crazy. We got that play? All right, so Jake, you could tell us, set it up for us. The Braves are down 4-0 in the 7th. staring down an 0-2 hole, losing both games at home. Last year, the Phillies did this to them, despite the Braves winning the division. They win 100 games again this year, and it looks like it's all going to happen again.
Yeah, it certainly does. And if you know me, you know there's no team in sports, college or pros, that I hate more than the Philadelphia Phillies. And
I did not know that.
And I did not need this to happen 2 years in a row. Still a long way to go, but it was trending in the wrong direction. So like T-Bob said, you were down 4-0 going into the 6th inning, and you score a run in the 6th. You score 2 in the 7th on a home run, and then you score 2 in the 8th because Austin Riley hits a one-handed home run. I mean, I still don't know how he got it out of the ball. I mean,
just
it was a breaking pitch, and he kind of leans forward and kind of just throws the bat head at it, ends up with one hand, and it goes out. Yeah. I still don't know. I mean, you got to be so strong to be able to go out there and do that. And so, okay, you get the lead after being down 4-0. It is 5-4 in the 4th. You leave A.J. Minter out there to pitch to Bryce Harper. He walks him, so you got a guy on first base. And then, right, because the Phillies lineup is unforgiving, you have this happen.
Don't. He deals a 2-2. Castellanos in the air to right center field. Harris is on the run. Harris at the track. He leaps and he makes the catch. Harper might be doubled up. The throw gets away. The throw to first. It's over. It's over. Most closers don't.
Unreal. I mean, we're talking 2 feet away. Our boy Castellanos, the man who loves the deep drive to center more than anyone, 2 feet away from retaking the lead, crushing the comeback attempt, and turns into the postseason's first ever 8-5-3 double play.
And then the guy who hit the home run is backing up his position, gets the ball, makes a hell of a throw to first base, double play, game over.
All-time ending.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
And so now it's 1-1, and the series goes back to Philly.
Yep.
It's still a best of 3 of this round, right? I mean, our first best of 5. I mean,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Damn. Big time, dude. Just like the big time deals over there at Patient Plus. Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com. Remember, we got the new Patient Plus membership program. It's $20 a month. If you have a big family, those rates are different. You can explore those on your own. Remember, if you buy for the year, you get 10% off. But the overall point of this is you get unlimited visits. All the steroid shots, cold, flus, earaches, anything, aches, pains, it doesn't matter. You can go into Patient Plus and you can get in, you can get better, and you're already taken care of. You go in twice in a single calendar year and you're already coming out ahead. PatientPlusUC.com.
Yeah, they are quality care for life's little unexpected moments, and there's going to be a location that is near you. Check it out online, PatientPlusUC.com.
Here at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get 1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Good morning, everybody. It is a.m. on Tuesday, October 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, we talk Saints with Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football at 9 a.m. And we talk to Aaron Murray at 9:15. We also have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15, so get your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Hour number 2 of OTB. T.O. Jake Mara Taylor hanging out with you today. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So Nookie keeps telling us about a Michael Penix Jr. Heisman promotional of him stringing a bow, which I think isn't his celebration the bow whenever he delivers one of his rocket shots.
Yeah,
I love that actually. I also have this idea from Emil. Jaden, Diggs, Neighbors, and Brian Thomas in an Inglourious Bastards-esque promo. That'd be pretty sick. I mean, they do need to go ahead and start whatever you like. Well, whatever. I'm sure they have. The LSU media department knows what they're doing. They need to start a Jaden for Heisman campaign. Now, make no mistake, team success will ultimately determine where he ends up. Now, I think he's having the year where potentially, even if you're at like 3 losses or something, he should go to New York. But also make no mistake, if you beat Alabama and you win the West, you'll end up there. Like if you play the level you played this first half of the season, you beat Alabama, you win the West, you'll end up in New York. Those are all big ifs because he's playing at such an over-the-top level that it's still like, just math and humanity dictates that he should have an off game sometime. But hell, he's been awesome. So we'll see. We will definitely see over time. Jake, somebody sent me. Well, let's start here. The Georgia, and we got OTB Mailbag coming next. We're gonna get that. The Georgia fan base is very upset with me right now. They are mad that I am not crowning them for beating Kentucky. here and I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because my deal is this. You want me to act like suddenly I think you're better than what I thought previously because you beat a Kentucky team that you have now beaten 14 times in a row. I just don't see it. Like, to me, what I witnessed Saturday was who I expected Georgia to be all season long. All we said throughout the offseason was they were going to smash everybody they played. Carson Beck and Bobo would put up stupid stats, but we wouldn't know if it was real until we got to the playoff. They played somebody good. So when you beat a Kentucky team at home that hasn't beaten anyone, like I don't think Kentucky's very good, and you beat them at home, a team you've beaten 14 times in a row, yeah, I'm sorry if my reaction is, okay, that's what I expected. It doesn't prove anything to me. You want everybody to fall prostrate and bow and praise them for beating them. Mark Stoops in 10 years has 2 wins over SEC teams that finished with winning conference records.
Hey, chill. Don't be bringing out Twitter stats people tagged us in.
2 wins. True. That 2 wins in 10 years. Josh Heupel already has 3.
Chill.
Shane Beamer had 2 in his first 2 seasons alone. Mark Stoops has done, let's be honest about Kentucky. He's done a damn good job of making them not a disaster.
Yes.
He's done an incredible job of changing the Florida series specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done a very good job of scheduling lesser teams and stacking 8, 9-win seasons. But he's never actually threatened anything at the top. And more so, he's just an awful matchup for Georgia.
Yeah.
Like the style of, you say it all the time, Jake, style makes fights. It's an awful style matchup in Kentucky, Georgia. So, no, I'm sorry, Georgia fans. This does nothing for me.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. And I am higher on Kentucky than anybody that you know or that you will hear today probably outside of that state. But I agree with everything T-Bob said. It's a bad matchup for Kentucky. Kentucky's just not they're not there to be in a matchup like that. Not with that team because, again, their styles are too similar. Now, if they played a team that had maybe like an air raid style, but they were a really good team, well, maybe Kentucky can match up with them. Ray Davis could have a lot of success. But in that matchup, just not there. And I don't know that they'll ever get there to consistently be involved and be in a close game with Georgia. Okay. So
yeah, like LSU, Kentucky maybe threaten LSU. You know, I'll give them that. Yeah, that would be a closer game. It'd be much more of a fight. Not that Georgia.
No, not that team. And we've already seen Georgia, kind of struggle against other teams this year. So I'm going to make that more about Kentucky and what they're not than what Georgia is. And Georgia's schedule to this point has been laughable. And I realize some of it's not even their fault, but that didn't change what my thought process on Georgia.
No, that's
when they
what I'm
play
saying,
Ole Miss in a couple of weeks, I'm still going to think, okay, well, Ole Miss, maybe they have some advantages.
And that's what I'm trying to get Georgia fans to understand. The only reason why y'all are so high on this win is because you're so disappointed in how you looked the first 5 games, right? Like, this game is what we actually expected to see when you have the schedule that you do. We didn't expect you to be tied with all your opponents 17-17 in the first quarters of the first 5 games. He's like that wasn't the expectation.
No.
The expectation was for you to do what you did Saturday. So all you did Saturday was meet my original preseason expectation. I've said it all offseason long. Georgia will win the SEC. They'll go to the playoff. And then ultimately I think they'll lose because they're going to be missing the next level element of Monken and Bennett. Because it's going to be Bobo and Beck. And Beck looks good. And Beck looks like he's getting better. And he won a big game on the road. And he beat Kentucky at home.
But Beck was never a problem while they were in those close games.
True.
Like if we were like, well, hey, Beck struggled. He's a young quarterback. That's why I was slow against South Carolina and Auburn. Yeah, he played well in those games. So he wasn't the reason. And so Georgia has not been the team that I thought they were going to be. No, I mean, do I expect them to be what T-Bob said? Yeah, probably so, because you look up at their schedule, Ole Miss is the best team that they have left, because I still don't believe in Tennessee. So until you get to Atlanta and face whoever you face there, I don't even know really who you are. And then all of a sudden you're going to face a really good team in the CFP, and then if you win that in the final. But no, it doesn't change my opinion on Georgia after doing that to Kentucky.
Also, like, what pisses me off about all this anger is, like, I'm saying you're going to win the SEC and make the playoff. Like, what are we talking about? The lone thing I'm saying is I don't think you're going to be the first team in 75 years to win a third natty in a row.
Right, you hurt Aaron yesterday.
They're hurting.
I saw his face.
Yeah,
you
he's
hurt
pissed.
Him.
We're still arguing about it. That's why we're having him on at 9:15 today, because he's still arguing about it. And shout out Matt Dixon, who at Matt Dixon tweets a Twitter account that found that Kentucky stat.
Chill.
Hey, wait, actually, boys, get that. I do want to play too that Mark Stoops video that we got in the 8 a.m. with audio. So get that ready right now. And then also shout out to JC Saul on Twitter, who says, just give this stat to anyone who wants to defend Kentucky T-Bob. And he says, I love Jacob Hester and Meathead Radio, but hopefully this hangs beside the Mark Stoops poster as well.
Yeah, so if you don't know what that means, T-Bob joins me every Friday, and he talked about me having a Mark Stoops poster hanging up on my wall in my bedroom.
It's probably true. I mean,
yeah, Katie wouldn't allow that, but yeah.
That's true.
Maybe in my office.
It would not match with Katie's interior design. This is
maybe the office.
This is true. God, I feel incredible, dude. I slept 7 under.
You know, yeah, I did not. I'm gonna get a Mark Stoops signed poster for you, so you can put it up in your office. So anytime you're doing snaps, you can have a Mark Stoops signed poster.
This is what I hate. I hate this job because it is like, there's just inherent friction with the people you cover. I would feel really bad meeting Mark Stoops because I've talked so much trash about him.
If we ever meet him together, I'm like, hey, coach, this guy calls you Mark Poops.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, at that point, it's like you don't even apologize because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep doing it. And so it's just
he probably wouldn't care.
You just accept he shouldn't, right? Lion and sheep and all that. If you want to pay me $8-10 million a year to do my job, I'll take it. I'll take them barbs.
You'll get called Eli Drink Piss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You call me Drink Piss, Poops, Krista Fraud. I'll take it.
Krista Fraud.
At least he finally took responsibility. But yeah, awful.
That
that
should be like a clause in your contract. If you do something this egregious, fireable offense with cause.
It is actually worse. It's the worst call I've ever seen because something like Marcus Freeman having 10 people on the field for the last 2 plays, that's an honest mistake. This was a conscious decision. This was like we know the setting and you're choosing to do this. Marcus Freeman and company, everybody just got lost in the sauce. I mean, that's a human error. This is a human decision that was just awful.
The guy who has all the 2-point conversion when you're supposed to go for 2, when you onside kick it, how much time you got to have left to take a knee, he's got a chart. And every coach, Bradley Dale Pivito used to be that guy for us when I was playing here. George Munoz was that guy in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and so every coaching staff has one. That guy should get fired too.
Apparently, though, they don't kneel it. They haven't knelt it in any win this season.
Well,
it's just that they haven't been a one-score game.
If you're up 10, or even if you're up 9, and there's literally no way that you can lose, and you've got a young running back in there, and you promised him that he'd get in there with the first team, I don't love it. I think it's stupid
That's
still.
what screwed over Ben Wilkerson back in the day.
I know. I still think it's stupid. But, maybe, okay, what? Sure. No. You were only up 3.
I just don't get it because
what?
The old football meme is, best formation in football.
Yes.
Everybody loves to kneel it. It's the best.
Tyler Van Dyke, honestly, as veteran as he is, he probably should have been
nah.
What? No.
Just fall down.
What?
Just get the snap and just fall over. Sorry, coach, you're an idiot.
I mean, think about that. If you're Miami, now I don't know where you would have gone, but you were undefeated. You were undefeated, played an awful game, and still almost found a way.
You handled an A&M team that's okay. That's pretty good. All right, let's play this clip real quick. We'll have to revisit it after mailbag. But here's what I did not think this quote was real when I saw it just in print form in the tweet. But here's what Mark Stoops had to say on his radio show yesterday.
It is, and fans have that right. I give it to them. I just encourage them to donate more, because that's what those teams are doing. I could promise you in Georgia, they bought some pretty good players. You're allowed to these days, and we could use some help. That's what they look like. You know what I mean? When you have 85 of them. So I encourage anybody that's disgruntled to pony up some more. It is what it is.
Oh man, Mark's a little in his feels, bro. In his feels. Because he recognizes it's an impossible gap.
Yeah.
It's an impossible gap for him to close.
That
Did you
was
see the
Salty
look,
Jenkins.
The look on the host's face. He's like, ooh, we're
He's
actually
like,
saying this.
Yeah. That's the part that I love. He's like, oh my, okay. He knows he's about to go viral.
Is Kirby going to declare war like Saban did when Jimbo said this about him, and they wrote like a book about
Well,
it?
no, because
huge deal.
because it's true and it's going on, and it's like, the weird part about that was that Jimbo got defensive about people just truth telling on him.
Yes. I would have actually dove into him like, hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All that.
Well, and then what made
Come
that
see
worse
us.
was like Saban and Jimbo are pointing fingers at each other. They were doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. No, Nick wanted more.
Yeah,
That's why he
Stoops
said
is
it.
like officially like behind Georgia. Like no one's arguing that,
Yes.
but like Jimbo and Saban were doing the exact same thing.
It is kind of fun. I mean, though, basically Stoops saying we need some thoroughbreds. We're in horse racing country. Bring some of that money over here. Pony up. Even got a little equine reference in there.
Well, I mean, Louisville looks like they found a way.
Yeah, true.
I mean, they're right across the street from the track, their stadium.
But then again, I mean, Louisville would probably get smashed by Georgia as well.
Yeah.
Because Georgia does have, like he said, 85 just badasses. I mean, it's insane. All right, when we get back, let's do a little OTB mailbag. More coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
K to Z window coverings was started by our guy, Brandon Barton. Okay, family business that he took to the next level. Family man. That's why it's K to Z. And this is his children. But the point is, you want to take advantage of a quarter century worth of experience. You want to call Brandon, have him come out to your home, and look how you can take your shutters, blinds, windows, draperies to the next level. If it's a man cave or a theater room that you need fully blacked out, he can put together the exact right plan. You're going to bring an outdoor hangout space to the next level, he's got you. Just something aesthetic that you want changed. Who's ever into interior design, give them Brandon's number. You get brownie points, and your home looks better. What are you waiting for? KTOZblinds.com.
Yeah, they can help you inside and outside, like T-Bob said. And for me, they're helping us outside. And we needed a shade that was going to block out the sun. But you can get multiple shades, even if it's just to keep the bugs out. So many different options. Check them out, K2ZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by to talk some quarterbacks. Matty Hudak with some Saints film review. Join us Tuesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, it's Tuesday, 15, which means it's time for OTB Mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
All right, Nookie says, hashtag OTB Mailbag. With the divisions going away, will we see more rematches in the SEC championship game? They have been pretty rare to this point. Yes. Right? I mean, maybe in a conference as competitive as the SEC, you see less than others. Like right now, the Big 12 just feels inevitable, like you're going to get a rematch. But no, for sure you'll see more than you have previously. And I don't know that it's a bad thing. I think, you like to see great teams play each other, so you get to see it twice. I think I do have some, maybe personal PTSD with rematching someone and winning the one in the regular season and losing the one when it matters. But hey, them's the breaks. You got to win in the playoffs. Look at the Saints. Beat Tom Brady's Bucks twice in the regular season. Who won the Super Bowl? Bucks. Is what it is.
Yeah, I think there's some teams.
Jared Cook.
Like, if you're in the Big Ten West, certainly it's like you don't feel great about it. Like, and we could go a couple of different divisions as far as getting rid of them. And we used to have coastal chaos in the ACC. A team like Maryland is probably like, thank God. Because they're in the Big Ten East. They're never going to make it with Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. And they're probably still not going to make it, but at least it feels like it's a little bit better.
Yeah. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Hester, why do you hate the Phillies more than the Gators?
I mean, look, obviously y'all know my feelings towards the Gators, but the Phillies were the team I hated growing up. Like for me, Florida, like I didn't really understand the LSU-Florida series until like 96, 97, certainly when LSU pulled off the upset. But like I knew about the Phillies and Mitch Williams and John Kruk and Lenny Dykstra and Darren Dalton and like every single one of them. Rest in peace, Darren Dalton. But like all of them could catch each hands. I hated every single one of them.
Have you seen the video of Kruk talking about the old Phillies locker room?
Yeah.
Oh, so good, dude.
Yeah, they were the Braves' rival. And, they played that World Series. I was going for Toronto so hard. Joe Carter always hated the Phillies, always will hate the Phillies.
Brandon Walker says Zion looks fat still.
Doesn't look skinny.
What?
He doesn't look skinny. Not saying he looks huge. But
Wow, what a way to say that.
I think it looks great. I think y'all are all tripping. Just wait.
I don't care what he looks like if he just plays.
Zion season, baby.
We'll see what shape he's in tonight.
I don't care if he's got a little marbling to him.
They said the starters would play 20 minutes, including him. So we'll see how his conditioning looks tonight.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag as the Pac-12 tradition of cannibalizing itself begun with UCLA beating Wazoo. I don't think that ever had Wazoo as one of the real contenders, so I will say no thus far, but it's about to, because the Pac-12 schedule is about to deliver banger after banger every single week.
Starting this week.
Yeah.
This week, this is the game I probably look forward to the most out of any so far this year. Washington, Oregon, and Seattle.
Because like it'll be high scoring, but they're also really physical on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah.
So it's like they're both
Oregon's
well-rounded.
defense is stout.
It's really good.
This game was awesome last year, too.
Yeah.
This was a back-and-forth affair. Penix delivers just an absolute rocket shot dime at the end to win the game. I think they're the last team to win a Eugene out of like the last like 20-something that have tried or something along those lines. Ooh,
Yeah, it's
Oregon.
crazy to think about how good
Washington.
Oregon's defense actually is.
230. That means we get to watch it before we got to go down one. Let's go, dude.
Whoever wins this game, I think wins the Pac-12.
I mean, yeah, we also got a UCLA, Oregon State ranked unranked this weekend in there. USC, Notre Dame. Okay, so you think, I mean, Oregon, Washington are clearly 1A, 1B with USC coming in behind because the USC defense is so bad. So I could agree with that as well. Or will they have to replay this team? Could this also be a
Utah's
first
still
of
sitting
two
there
matchups?
with only one loss, and they're getting, going to get healthy. Sometime, maybe, sort of, eventually.
I don't think I can trust it till I see it anymore.
Well, I mean, you should have trust in them. They've proven us wrong every year.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. T-Bob, you see the new Loki season 2 yet? Heard it was okay. Nah, man, I'm not gonna lie, dude. First off, the reviews have been lukewarm, which is a bummer because Loki season 1 was actually
Oh, see, I've seen the
fantastic.
opposite. I've seen really
really?
high reviews.
I only saw that IGN gave it a 5, and IGN gives everything a 7 to an 8. So I was kind of like, ugh.
The Barstool Boys, which I found out like that is kind of like my movie taste
Lights,
and show
camera,
taste.
film?
Yes.
Yeah, they're really good.
They kind of fall in a lot of
it?
things that they like. Yeah, I think so. Either way, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. They were really high on Loki. They hate the rest of Marvel, but love Loki.
I mean, I do want to see Owen Wilson again. So
wow.
Loki, I don't know, man. It's just but again, the problem is I'm just so Marvel apathetic at this point. Like, it doesn't move the needle for me
Just superhero.
in the slightest. Yeah, they finally saturated the market. You know, people said it was going to happen for years and years and years, and it finally happened.
Was that you, T-Bob, that said Wedding Crashers is like the last good comedy before like?
No.
Am I tripping? Okay.
The Wedding Crashers is awesome. That sounds like someone who's like, cancel culture.
Yeah.
That's so
Okay.
stupid. There's
All
been
right.
plenty of great comedy since Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers is good though.
Yeah, it's great.
Good movie.
This Is the End came out after Wedding Crashers. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Solid movie.
Whatever. That list goes on and
Well,
on. Everything everywhere all
the
at
Hangover
once.
came out after Wedding Crashers.
That's what I'm saying. That's just someone.
Step Brothers, I think, was after.
He just liked the scene where you see all the boobs, and he's like, "Wow, where are those? Why haven't I seen one like that in a while?" I did love seeing, this was, shout out to those who caught it, but Vince Vaughn, when he went on game day for Notre Dame, said, Rule 76, no excuses, play like a champion. Which, when we were very cheesy 18-year-olds freshman year of college, we had that hanging in our room and used to say that all the time. You look like you don't even know what that is, Taylor. Do you know what that is? It's from Wedding Crashers. Look it up. Read a book.
I've seen the movie. We were actually just talking about it.
Read a book. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Thoughts on LSU landing a top 5 point guard, 4-star recruit for basketball?
Hell yeah.
Start talking about basketball here coming up. Eventually, it's basketball season.
I support your passion. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Is UNC the ACC's most complete team? Got Tez Walker back. Still got Drake May. Drake May threw a few tuds with no picks finally last week. Defense playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Florida State struggling.
Hey, you know what though? And we're talking about Louisville earlier. They
Louisville's right
avoid
there.
listen. They avoid Clemson, Florida State, and UNC until a potential ACC championship game. I don't know how that got done. Sometimes the stars align, and they look like they've aligned for the Cardinals there because they get Jeff Brom, Brian Brom back on the coaching staff. They get Jack Plummer to come over from Purdue, and then the schedule lays out like that, and you beat Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame's first loss to an ACC school in like 30 games.
Yeah.
And they play
And they played a
basically
lot of-
an entire ACC schedule. So that's a big win for them. It kind of validates what they've done so far to this point.
Bro, coaches go years in jobs looking for a signature win.
Yeah.
And Brahms got one here in year number 1. It's such a good feeling. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What's your favorite Auburn football memory? 13-yard kick return. Duh. I mean, what are we talking about?
I mean, the easy answer is Demetrius Byrd. 1 second left, 2
Hell
seconds
yeah.
left, whatever it
That was
was.
tight, too.
I mean, that was a great feeling. But we had a good one with them 2005 here. Their kicker just couldn't make a kick. I think that game went in overtime. We ended up winning. I was 2-2 against Auburn. 2 home wins, 2 road losses.
There was that weird stretch where that game was like 7-6 or like 10-9.
Yeah, I was in those, yeah.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah. That was a
That was a good
hell of
one.
a comeback.
That was that was the
Those
hottest
run
day I
era.
think I've ever been outside.
Were you down 21-0 that game?
20 to nothing.
20
to
nothing?
nothing.
It kind of felt like the real LSU fans were still in the building when you ran that one back.
Gus Malzahn and
You
Jared.
can see it
Well,
happening.
they were still in the
I was
building.
sitting in the south end zone, and I could see it happen before it happened. On punt returns when it, and oof, it was a great feeling.
We were still in the building. We were all hiding in the shade.
Yeah.
In the ramp. I watched the entire second half from a ramp.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Cole Tracy at Auburn. Honestly, it might be my favorite.
It's a good one, yeah.
That might be my favorite. It LSU just, I had never celebrated a win there because
Oh,
of the
yeah,
player I
that's right.
lost and covering
That's
the
right.
team. Like you 14 was maybe the most embarrassing LSU loss that I can remember. Right? I mean, that was when Brandon Harris was quarterback, and you got the hell beat out of you. And
Well,
so
and
to come
then-
back a couple of years later and Cole Tracy nail that kick.
And it was
And
a
then
harbinger
honestly,
of things
like,
to come for Burrow.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that game, like Burrow was shaky in the first half.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
his
awful.
first year starting. But then he completes like 8 of his last
Yeah.
10, leads you on a drive. You get a touchdown, you get the ball
Fourth
back, and then
down.
you kick the
Derek
field goal.
Dillon?
And you're like, okay.
What?
Derek Dillon.
Yeah,
touchdown?
Yeah,
it
the
was
Derek
Derek
Dillon
Dillon.
touchdown.
He hit him on the crosser route. And
Yeah.
He took it up
I
the
mean,
right
he
sideline.
put it over the linebacker, underneath the
Yeah.
safety. It was
20-yard dig.
Yeah.
Oof.
Because in 16's when Les got fired, whoever lost that game was going to get fired. You thought you had it won. You didn't have enough time. And so, 14 and 16, tough.
What college football tradition are you apathetic towards seeing going away? For example, Rose Bowl not being played on New Year's Day. Oh, no, I like Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. College football tradition I don't really care that much about.
Big and rich.
Okay, so actually, unfortunately, this is kind of lame, but really just the overall de-importantizing of the Bulls games as a whole. Because they're not going to mean as much, but I personally am super hyped for a 12-team playoff. And I think it's going to encourage better scheduling during the regular season, week to week. I don't know. I think, I would love, like, I don't know, who's let's look at the AP top 12 right now. But yeah, I would say just overall bowl games are going to get weaker, but they're still awesome. I'll still watch them, but I'm hyped for the 12-team playoff.
Credit, man. T-Bob, man, I got it right here. You got it pulled up?
Yeah, like give me. You're telling me we don't want to watch like USC versus like Florida State or USC
You would
versus
see,
Oklahoma.
well, right now in the first round on campus in Norman, you'd have Oklahoma, North Carolina.
Yeah.
In Happy Valley, you'd have Penn State and Alabama.
Hell yeah.
In Seattle, you'd have Washington, USC.
Choo.
You'd have Oregon, Texas, and Eugene.
I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Dude?
That's just the first round.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State would get a bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be a great thing for college football. The regular season is going to be so much better because your names are going to be, semifinals, quarterfinals, whatever it is. So, yeah. Actually, North Carolina, I should say North Carolina, unless they won the ACC, would not make it in the current format, even though they're number 12.
Yeah, because the group of 5 team.
Wyoming would actually.
Oh, and we
that
love
team.
Wyoming this year. They've been great.
Wyoming would be 12 in this format. They would be going to Norman to take on Oklahoma. Because I think they're the highest rated group of 5.
Yeah, and Tulane would have been last year.
Yep. Air Force might end up being. How cool would that be?
Champ says, no, dummy. They already mean nothing. You can't get less than nothing. Well, no, you actually, you could, though, because some still mean something. So, yeah. They could also mean nothing.
You know who is projected to go to the Independence Bowl, which y'all know is near and dear to my heart?
Who?
Colorado.
That'd be awesome.
Prime time in the Port City, baby.
If they go to the Port City, believe you me, OTB will be on location covering that game.
Taylor's going to be triggered and complain about how Deion's a disappointment the entire time.
Yeah, he is.
Not if he gets bowl eligible.
You know what is shocking is and nobody's going to care about it because everybody started hyping him up so much, but like it still is crazy to think that they're just immediately better than the middle class of the Pac-12. And they beat Arizona State, and we'll see them against the rest of the middle class. But, like, I feel, because they have the quarterback, that they are better than those teams, and we'll see.
I mean, Sanders is thrown for more yards than any other quarterback in the country this year.
I don't get it.
You don't get what? I didn't say anything. What are you talking
Why
about?
you're mad
You
at
didn't
me?
say anything.
I didn't say
What
anything.
are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We're on the radio.
Did y'all hear anything? I didn't hear anything.
The people in
Didn't
the car
say
hear
said anything. I said I don't get it.
All right. That'll do it for Mailbag. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Jordan McKernan? No, Gordon McKernan with the G team. Yeah, I know. English language is weird sometimes, y'all. Join the G team. I was driving by the giant statue billboard of Gordon, and there is indeed now a giant purple helmet on it.
Okay.
So shout out the G team celebrating. You know, a lot of your favorite athletes, Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels, Mason Smith, Harold Perkins, just to name a few. They're all on the G team, and you go watch sit-downs with them on the Grubbin with G series and other content they got at Get Gordon on social media, wherever you follow them. And then remember, look, the bottom line, you get in an accident, you need somebody who's going to fight for you. Any area code, 888-8888, they got you back. Give some money. Let them get you some money.
318-225-504-337. That area code in Louisiana followed by the 8s, but also go to getgordon.com. Great tool there. The website is set up to help you out right now. Go to getgordon.com. That's Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best-kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Halloween. I don't know if I'm feeling the Halloween.
Yeah, that was a sign from YouTube gods.
Hi-fi or lo-fi. I need some. I maybe need some original Ghostbusters. Not the Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good. Even though I love Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good, I like original Ghostbusters as well.
I got you. Just trying to deviate a little
maybe
from the
a little
same.
Stranger Things. I got. Okay, we'll get the songs. What's going on though? Welcome back, Off the Bench. Man, Patrick Vines is not a BK fan in the chat. He's up in here every day talking that ish, man. Emil says play the soundtrack to Hereditary. I've never seen Hereditary. Have you, Taylor? Is it any good?
So
as a resident horror expert,
I consider Hereditary more depressing than scary.
Yeah.
It's just like it's literally just like a family, and a lot of bad things happen to them throughout the movie. Like really, the last 20 minutes is scary, but the first hour and a half, you just feel so bad for this family of all the things that happen to them, like natural things.
So
not
you
like
could call
paranormal.
it like Lemony Snicket's Hereditary.
Yeah. Like it's just like I'm watching it and I'm like I'm depressed. I'm not having a good time. So no, I didn't like it. I mean, it's a decent movie, but it just I didn't enjoy it.
What's the best horror movie you've watched so far? Have you watched anything else yet this season? This season? Yeah.
Ernest Scared Stupid?
I haven't watched anything else this season. I just kind of got started with that.
The name of it?
I haven't seen Ernest Scared. No, Ernest Scared Stupid when he goes to jail.
Oh.
No, Ernest Scared Stupid's a Halloween one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So it's he's in the
Scared Straight. My bad. I was thinking Scared Straight.
He's in the woods, and it's like the trolls and stuff.
Yeah, probably can't say that anymore, but
I don't remember Ernest Scared Stupid as much as I do Ernest Saves Christmas. The entire Ernest thing, the entire Ernest zeitgeist is a little interesting looking back on it.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Taylor, any Two Towers updates yet?
No, I'm a little bit further. Got maybe an hour left, so I'm almost done. I'll be finished tonight.
Okay, what was the last thing that happened?
What was the last thing that happened?
Well, he's thinking, what was Old Boy's name in the Hobbit movie I watched in Dallas?
The orc?
Was in the final battle.
Azog, the orc, the big white orc with like the scar on his face.
Yeah,
Azog. Azog, the defiler.
That dude.
The scene I left off on was the big tree guy still continuing the journey of carrying Merry and Pippin to like, the location.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's
so I'm like I'm like in the
ago.
middle of that, like longer scene.
And he's no tree. He is an ant. Actually,
that guy,
voiced by Gimli. John Rhys Davies does the voice for Treebeard.
By the way, that's my favorite name in the movie. Gimli rolls off the tongue. It's fun.
They say Gloin, but I think it's actually Glowin and Owen. But they say Gloin and Owen. But whatever. How about this, Taylor? You've seen Indiana Jones, right?
I have.
Not the new one, but like the old ones.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've seen all of them.
Okay, you know Indy's friend that he always meets up with when they're in like Jordan or wherever they're at? That's John Rhys Davies. That's Gimli. How about that? Never would have guessed.
And now you know the rest of the story.
He's watching extended editions. How about this? Now, this is a Lord of the Rings fan meme, the behind-the-scenes fact I'm about to give you here. Have you seen the Have you seen the scene where they come up on the orcs that the riders of Rohan have burned?
Yes.
And they're searching for the hobbits, right?
Yeah, it's like on top of the little hill area, right?
And you know when Vigo kicks that orc head that's on the ground and then falls to his knees like, ah! So he actually, they tried it like a million times. He couldn't get the kick to head towards the camera. Finally, on that shot, he nails the kick. He breaks his big toe, but keeps going with the scene. So that rage and that pain
was real.
That you see is him shattering his big toe on that fake orc head.
Nice.
Perfect kick, though, dude. I mean, sent it right past the camera.
And it was good
Beautiful
form
shot.
as well.
Works perfectly in the end. Yeah. Have you seen
Has Mario seen
a long time ago? He said.
Okay.
I need to rewatch it.
That's the
for
only
sure.
reason why we're not making him watch it is because he has seen them technically in his past.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I only saw the first one.
So have you seen the scene yet where they're traveling to Helm's Deep with all the people?
Yeah.
And Aragorn's talking to old girl.
Mhm.
Did you catch that Aragorn is actually like 87 years old?
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, because he's talking about riding with her grandpa back in the
I
day.
do. Okay, I do remember that part.
Because
yeah, yeah,
he's Numenorian, which
so he
is
just like doesn't age.
Well, the Numenorians are a sect of humanity that has dwindled at this point, but yeah, they live to be about 300 plus years old. So he looks great for 80.
Yeah, good shape.
Fantastic.
No Lou Holtz, but he looks good for 80.
True. He probably couldn't get as much juice out of Ryan Day. Lou Holtz made Ryan Day show more emotion than I've ever I'm not exaggerating. That was the first time I ever heard Ryan Day talk. Was when Lou Holtz pissed him off.
Just like he used to do the pep talk segments, he should do that for Ohio State, but like try to piss him off before.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think that's the second time I heard him talk. So when we were all watching playoff seeding in 2019, they interviewed all the coaches. They went to Ryan Day for like 20 seconds. He's like, yeah, we're just happy to be in the field. And that was basically it.
I know, I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah.
It's like he is such a Lego man of a coach. Outside looking in. If we lived in Ohio, obviously we'd feel differently. I'm just saying he doesn't break through into the national sound bites that much.
I am headed to Columbus I think next week. I don't even know. Bobby's trying to set up a workout like in the facility. What I'm like, Bobby, bruh, I'm not coming up there to work out.
No, because this dude's trying to run 110s and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if we wanted to get a pump, do some speed improvement drills,
Just,
do some ladders,
an old man
something like that,
workout,
get a little
maybe
sweat.
even.
Yeah, I could be down for that, but I ain't trying to run 10 half gassers, 20 half gassers. Chill out, Bobby.
So I'll see if I can get maybe a filler out on Ryan Day if he's in the building.
Champ says maybe Aragorn goes to Rejuvenate. Yeah, I mean, that's a great call. RejuveMedical.com. If you're 87 years old, you still want to be able to take on the dark armies of Sauron, maybe save the free world, the free peoples of Middle Earth, marry the immortal elven woman of your dream. Well, Rejuvenate Medical will help you accomplish all of this. RejuveMedical.com, whether it's andropause, menopause, aging, mood, memory, weight gain, anything. Go check out Rejuvenate today. Let them customize a plan for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not, maybe it's semaglutide. The point is there is something there for you that will work. Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMedical.com.
Or if you're Bobby Carpenter, for your 40th birthday, you want to run the conditioning test that Ohio State runs.
Ugh, gross. Yeah, Champ says, to be fair, T-Bob, you weren't trying to run gassers and half gassers when you played either. True.
That's
So
very
why the
fair.
hell do you think I'm trying to run him now?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what? I made a promise to myself I would never run another 110 in my entire life the last day I got done, and I'll be damned if I break that promise. More off the bench, closing out hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet. The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by to talk some quarterbacks. Matty Hudak with some Saints film review. Join us Tuesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Is this Goosebumps?
Goosebumps, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hey, anybody see that Jack Black Goosebumps movie? Was that any good?
I've actually considered watching it. It's on Netflix. Now.
It's okay. The kids liked it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, probably not for my 5-year-old though. I mean, look, my kids. So, for I don't even know how long now, y'all. A year. Like, my kids don't sleep through the night. Maybe once every 2 weeks. Otherwise, I have some crying daughter coming to my room.
I was about to say, where the
1:30.
You make them sleep outside?
But like 1:30 a.m. every night, I got to put them back to bed. Blah blah. It's just it's awful. And my God, they slept till 7 this morning. Got a full 7 hours last night. I feel like I could take on the world. So the point of that is, I'm not about to F it up trying on Jack Black Goosebumps, unfortunately. So I would love to watch it, but can't do it. Can't do it.
I don't remember it being overly scary by any means.
I know, but you never know with these 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of this stuff that you think they can handle, then all of a sudden it's like that's what they're talking about later that night, scaring them when they're going to sleep. Like, nah.
Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark for me?
Yeah, me too. Don't know what that is, do you?
I haven't seen that one though.
Midnight Council.
Is that one where it's kind of like a bunch of little like short stories? Kind of. I've heard of it.
Well, yeah, the Midnight Council is sitting around the campfire and they're telling scary stories. So then you get that anthology feel. Yes, Goosebumps also an anthology though, and Goosebumps had some bangers like that first episode where the mask won't come off.
Yeah.
I used to love that one. I used to buy Goosebumps books constantly at the Scholastic book fairs, and I never read a single one. And I'm a big reader. I just bought them because I love the covers.
Oh, I thought you were maybe trying to like prove something to everybody. Like, I'm reading a scary book.
It felt like getting like trading cards. No, I was too scared to read them. It was those raised, beautiful holographic covers. I just thought they were so cool looking.
I used to like the Pick Your Own Adventure Goosebumps books. Like you could become like the star quarterback of the middle school team, or the goblin can eat you, depending on what you pick.
No, Pick Your Own Adventures are great. I still. Did y'all hear that ringing? Am I crazy? Did y'all hear that ringing? Is that just me? A very loud and distinct high-pitched ringing is going on in my ears right now.
Isn't that a thing? Like
tinnitus?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just went away. I don't know. Nobody else heard that?
No.
Huh. Looks like I just have better ears than y'all. I'm like a dog.
I don't know if I should be like happy that I didn't hear it or concerned that I didn't.
I don't know. It was like very distinct. Nobody else heard. Okay, whatever. We'll move on. All right. Hour number 3. We're gonna open up with Nick Underhill talking Saints, and then we're gonna call Aaron Murray and make him answer why we should all be so impressed with the Georgia Bulldogs for beating Mark Poops and the Kentucky Wildcats. Looks like Mark needs to change the litter.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Aggiton Baton Rouge. AggitonBR.com. AggitonBR.com. Look, all your AC, heat, and electrical needs, time to take care of your comfort zone. Take control of your comfort zone. You're probably not going to need the heater quite yet. But when I looked it up earlier, there's a lot of 70s coming up, so maybe a little bit at night potentially. But, who knows when the last thing you turned that thing on was. I want to get Aggiton to come out, make sure everything's running well, effectively. You experience the service to the highest degree. Recognize what a pleasure it is to work with them. And then you have peace of mind going forward. Ask about the Star Club membership, Aggiton Baton Rouge, AggitonBR.com.
Yeah, I can schedule right now on that website, and I'd feel good about who's coming into my home, right? Because they send you a profile of who's coming into your home. They give you a picture. They give you a bio. They let you know exactly who that person is, and look, you can trust them with the 5-star reviews that they have. I mean, over 3,000 reviews right now on Google. 4.9 is the rating. AggitonBR.com, AggitonBR.com.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade, time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me, like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, we talk to Nick Underhill of New Orleans.football coming up next. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTB, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. And Tuesday, 9 a.m. means one thing. That we talking to our guy, Nick Underhill of New Orleans.football. Go sign up for New Orleans.football. The best Saints site to sign up for all your Saints coverage. The man who exposed the Saints last week is only running motion 1% of the time, the least amount in the NFL. And then, lo and behold, Nick, they come out and they run it 17 out of the 70 plays. Well, do you feel like you had a direct impact on the Saints' game plan?
I do not. But look, it was good to see them do some different things out there and kind of turn it up a little bit. There's been other games where they've used motion similar percentage at times, but I mean, obviously in this one they get up real big. You got your starters out halfway through the fourth quarter, so it's not even the same thing. But look, I mean, it worked for them. They got the 26-yard pass to Mike Thomas on third down on a play with motion. There were a handful of plays where it was effective, a handful of plays where it wasn't. But, I mean, a team trying to add more of that to it, there's going to be some growing pains. There was some pre-snap penalties that was kind of directly related to that. They ran the ball in the red zone, which was another thing that they kind of got called out for last week. It was kind of like if you had a complaint about the Saints offense, Pete Carmichael had a play in the playbook this week for your complaint. And it was good to see him kind of take a step in a forward direction on some of this stuff. And, I think it's something that they need to do more of. I think they need to add more of it. I think it needs to be probably, I don't know, you could double it and probably still be fine, but they're at least heading in the right direction now.
What can they do to run the football better? Like if you're breaking down the film and you're watching the tape and you have two running backs that, got pretty good carries and they're still averaging less than 4 yards per carry, like what are some things that you're pointing to why they can't run the football more effectively?
I don't think their guards have been great at blocking. I think it's been an issue all season long. I mean, James Hurst isn't the best player, especially in space. It was an issue last year when they ran to the left side of the field when he was playing left tackle. The yards per carry were way lower going to the left than they were going to his direction. So that was something that they need to I don't know if there's a fix. I would put Pete in there. Like I would honestly have Andrews Pete starting. I think he's a better run blocker. He gets out in space. That's kind of the thing he does. If you want to be a team that runs the football and kind of throws off of that, which is what they said after this game is what they want to be, I would have my best run blocking guard in the game, and that would be the thing that I would do, and I would have him in there. The other thing is there's this misconception that Alvin Kamara is better on outside runs than inside runs. Inside zone is his thing. Like that's his play. Like he's way better on those. Getting out to the edges hasn't been his thing in a few years. Like, so running him up the middle is actually the thing you want to be doing more of. I thought he had a handful of really good runs on those this week, but that's something I would lean into a little bit more. So there's still a lot of things that I think they can do better. I think simply having some play action could help open some stuff up too. Like, it's just, you can't run 4 play action plays in an NFL game. That's just not a feasible amount. So while we're celebrating the use of motion, there's still, in 1982 in play action attempts, and that's something that's got to change a little bit. So there's a lot of stuff that I think they can do better on offense for sure.
I mean, so that's my question though, Nick. How are they going to tell me that they want to run the ball instead of the pass when they run less play action than anybody in the league? Like, that feels a little disingenuous.
I mean, that was the thing I was screaming about all last year. They wanted to be a power running team. They never got a power running back. They didn't use any play action. And then they couldn't figure out why their offense didn't work. Well, because the identity that you tried to build upon, you didn't have the players for or the play calls for, and it never added up. So there's still like a little bit of discombobulation between what they're saying and what they're doing. But, I'm not a buyer yet either. Like, so last year, I think we had similar complaints. Like, and we're screaming about the same stuff. They go and they play Vegas, or Vegas comes here, they play them. They shut them out 24-0. Everybody's dropping memes. Like, they got Pete Carmichael on, the Halloween, the Spirit Halloween meme. Like, Pete's in his bag, all this stuff. Like, and then the next week it's just back to being ass. Like, so it's just, you can't celebrate this too much yet. Like, there has to be a consistency to it. I kind of believe a little bit more this year that they're going to figure things out a little bit more, just because I feel like they have way too many good players. And it's just kind of like, if you just get out of the way a little bit, I think this team can win 7 games with terrible play calling, just based on the players they have and just using some common sense stuff. Like, now, if you actually become a good play caller, I think the ceiling's a lot higher. So we'll see, but I'm not like clapping my hands about what they did yet, because I need to see it like 2 or 3 more times before I'm going to like let the gas off on my worries about this offense.
Well, and it's you mentioned too many good players. I mean, I agree with you. You have a healthy, productive Mike Thomas back there, Carbinos, but I want to talk about Thomas because you look up now and been completely healthy, right? No questions therein. And he's been uber consistent. 4 for 65 on Sunday. Before that, 4 for 53, 6 for 50, 7 for 55, 5 for 61. How does this make you feel about Mike Thomas going forward into the last 3 quarters of the season?
Yeah, what's he on pace for with that? Like something like 87 catches? Like, that's a good number.
Let's see.
For
Yeah,
a guy.
26, 5. Yeah.
So 85, 86, somewhere in there. That's a really good place to be for a guy, kind of his age too. Like, the thing I keep saying, like, if you look at like 29 and you fast forward 4 years, like, this is kind of what you probably would see. Like, if there was no missed out, like, it's just a natural aging process. It seems like he's still kind of the same type of player. Obviously, I think a little bit slower, maybe a little less explosive, maybe a little less yards after the catch, just a little bit less of everything, which is what's going to happen to a guy when he's in his 30s. Like, it's just going to back off a little bit, but he is still extremely, extremely productive. I actually feel like they could do more with him. Like, I feel like he could be getting the ball a little bit more than he is. A couple of those games, like, the numbers end up being good, but it felt quiet. The Packers game being one in particular, really nothing in, early on. Jameis comes in, they kind of get him going a little bit, but I think he could be doing a little bit more. But yeah, I think he's back. Look, if there's an injury, there's an injury. That's impossible to predict. But like, the play, there's no question about it. He's a highly productive player. I still think he's one of the best players on this team. I think he's somebody that, they should, like I said, they should just be getting the ball to him more. The fact, I don't think he has a touchdown yet. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, crazy. I don't know how Mike Thomas isn't your primary red zone weapon right now. I don't know how you haven't gotten him in the end zone at all, but I think he looks great. I mean, and I like his attitude too. I think that's maybe the best thing about him right now, is that he seems a little bit more like a team guy. Not that he wasn't a team guy before, but it just feels like he understands his position, his role. It seems like he's more vocal in the locker room. He talked after the last game to the team. Like, that's stuff that Mike Thomas wasn't doing early in his career. So there's just a little bit of perspective, a recognition that, like, hey, Drew's not here. Sean's not here. Teron Armstead's not here. Zach Streif's not here. Like, there's a little bit of a void, and he stepped into it, which I think it just speaks to the maturation of him. And he probably gained a lot of perspective over the last few years, kind of going through the stuff he went through. So I think it's a different Mike off the field, same Mike on the field.
Going over to the other side of the football, because, I mean, the defense has been so much fun to watch. And even when you're out Marcus May, Jordan Howden comes in, and I was really impressed with him. And, like, I was pretty critical of Marcus May's play to the point when, he had to be out. And Jordan Howden looks like he has taken that position, and it's going to be tough to take him off the field.
Yeah, I do think May's going to come and slot back in, but Howden has been awesome. Like, he has been a revelation. And it's funny because he was kind of like the one guy in that draft class that nobody was talking about coming out of it. It's like, oh, yeah, and they got the safety. He's great. Like, he really looks like someone that should be out there playing more. I think he's going to remain the top guy in the dime package. But, yeah, I agree with you. Like, he's making plays. He's out there. He's making a difference. When he was injured, like, you felt the absence drastically. He comes back. They're making plays again. Yeah. The fact that they trust him to play all over the field, like they'll have him single high, too high, down in the box. Like he's a playmaker, and I think he's someone that's going to develop and kind of potentially be someone that's a huge part of this defense down the road. But the starting spot has been incredible, and he created that one pick pretty much, and he's playing with a broken hand, and you couldn't really notice that either, or a broken finger rather. So I mean, he's been incredible. I think he's maybe like one of the steals of that draft class for sure.
We should have started here because it's what started everything on Sunday, but this was the Carl Granderson game. He was just a constant menace, and a time where the Saints had gone something like 7 or 8 quarters without a touchdown. He finds a way to create a defensive touchdown, opens up the floodgates. Of course, Granderson, people were ready to write him off because he's gotten paid, had a couple quiet games, now back in a big way. Because look, once you get paid, expectation rockets, right? So before anytime Granderson's productive, it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, man, right on. That felt like Lanyap. Now it feels like it's the expectation. Do you think it's sustainable? Like, what's your number you need him to have? Do you think he has 10 sacks by year's end?
Man, 10 sacks would be amazing. Like he had 5.5. I think 5.5 is the career high. So if he doubles that's amazing. That's an amazing number. Look, I thought it was really smart to pay him. I thought it was a good decision, and I think he's going to keep proving that. But they gave him like $12 million. They got ahead of it. Like it's kind of hedging your bet a little bit on what he's going to be, and if he does hit that 10, like he's underpaid immediately. But I think we've seen him just keep growing and getting better and getting better and getting better, and that's kind of been interesting to watch. Like to really just see that clear progression to where like he wasn't an every down player. He has to gain all the weight. He has to learn how to play the run. He learns how to play the run. The sack production starts coming. He puts Marcus Davenport on the bench. Next year, he's the starter. He gets paid, all this stuff. But he has to be kind of this for them to be what they want to be on defense. They made a huge, huge bet, like kind of not bringing in another defensive end. I still worry that that's there's not enough depth there. But, if he's playing like this, it takes some of the edge off it a little bit. Like he has to be that much better just because now you don't have Peyton Turner. There's no backup on Peyton Turner. And I don't know that you were ever counting on Peyton Turner to do anything because he's never done anything in his career, but there's no fail safe at all behind him. And then the next guy in that rotation, it's a big drop off in talent. So your top 2 guys got to be doing a lot. Cam only has 1 sack to this point. It's interesting because his pressure numbers are better than they were last year at this point, and he's getting double teamed on 14% of their snaps right now, which is the highest total in 4 years. So Cam's production has dipped a little bit. So it's on Carl to kind of have to do the heavy lifting and do all this stuff. And yeah, he has to be making a difference for them to make plays. And if they are, you get these turnovers, you get these picks. They already tied with their interception total from last year. Yeah. So, I mean, that starts up front. And that's a lot of that is because Carl's been knocking on the door quite a bit.
All right, after 5 games, let's reset the NFC South. Nick, where are the teams compared to where maybe you had them in the preseason kind of coming in?
So I'm surprised that Carolina's as bad as they are. I'm surprised that Tampa's been what they are. I think the Saints are kind of right around what I would expect them to be. And, it's hard because it's early in the season. It's 4 games. Last year was terrible. And there's kind of residual criticism from last year spilling into this season, as there should be. Like, this offense looks bad, and it's right back to the panic from last year. Like, oh, my God, they didn't figure anything out. It's the same stuff. Pete Carmichael can't do this, yada, yada, yada. But then you kind of take a step back, and it's like, all right, they've played 5 games. Derek Carr got hurt in 1. He has an injured AC joint in another. Alvin Kamara missed 3 games. Like, if you said all this stuff before they ever played a game and said their record is going to be where it is, coming into this, you'd probably be like, okay, that's not that bad. They had
True.
3 road games already, 4th one next week. If they win that, I think they're sitting in a pretty strong position going into the rest of the season. So I think this game was a little bit of perspective, but I think you got to be cautiously optimistic because, like, again, last year wasn't that far away and there's still the same people there. So you could slip right back into that. But I do think, like, with a little bit of perspective, things aren't as terrible as they seemed a week ago.
Yeah. It's really just that 17-0 lead that looms large. But, I mean, you're right. You forget
Yeah.
about that. I mean, look, on the road at Houston. Big week coming up. Road Houston, home Jags. If you 2-0 that, I mean, within 5 days, suddenly the world is your oyster. Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football is a site. Him, Mike Triplett, Brooke Kirkhofer do an excellent job over there. I have the pleasure of joining them to talk LSU every Thursday as well. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out all the content they have going on. Go sign up for the site. They're doing big-time things. Production quality is through the roof right now. Nick, great work. Keep it up, and thank you for joining us every week.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill on Twitter. All right, when we get back, let's call the old UGA QB1 as we'll talk to Aaron Murray next here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
Noel Family Distillery. If there's one thing I love more than my children, it's tequila.
I thought you were going to say if there's one thing I know well, like I know, you know. God, I thought you were
It's a
right
really
there.
good bit.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I know well on this earth,
There you go.
it's tequila. Also more palpable than saying I don't love my kids as much as alcohol. But the point is, I'm being dead serious, y'all. And Natalie and Chip Noel have created a hell of a product. Now, it's not just a tequila, right? The Louisiana Sugar King rum is fantastic. The rum ages the tequila bottles is very complex and interesting, unlike anything I've ever tasted. Vodka, pickle vodka, all of that. But for me, that Blanco, and I love the Reposado, but now I've gotten hooked on the Blanco over the last couple days. It's the perfect healthy nightcap if you want it. It's great when you're sitting down and do it. It's just put it to the test at your restaurant, at your grocery store. Buy local. Ask for Noel Family Distillery straight out of Deville.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means It's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Bart's marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible.
So join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN.
I don't know. I don't understand these.
I mean, I think our guest would probably be able to answer that better than I, as far as like what
I
the
forgot
system.
do we have Aaron on the phone?
Yeah, what the system would be, concept, number system.
I don't know, dude. He's probably still somewhere just yelling on a street corner about the glories of old Georgia beating Kentucky in football for the 14th year in a row. My co-host on Snaps, your favorite daily college football podcast, Aaron Murray, QB1. Aaron, what's up, dude?
Hey, fellas. I'll answer the question about the pro thing. Hester made a good point. It depends on the playbook, the terminology.
Okay.
Like the X's and O's stuff, like that's all going to be very similar. Like they're going to probably sit down with him and say, if the trade did happen, what do you like to run? What are some concepts you like? Obviously, I'm sure they've studied film and seen what he executes well. So they'll install those plays first. But it's just a matter of him learning kind of how to spit it out in the huddle. For him, it may have a wristband, whatever it is. So, it will take time, but he's a smart guy. I've been around Kurt. He'll be able to pick it up in a couple of weeks of terminology. Like I said, the X and O's are, they'll be almost identical.
All right, Aaron. I'm sorry to start there because I've completely just spaced that you were on the phone, and so
He forgot about you.
aside.
Wow.
Yeah, it's because sometimes I have to ignore him because he sits there and he does things like wanting me to suddenly crown Georgia champions and Carson Beck a Heisman winner because they beat Kentucky in Athens, not even in Lexington. Aaron, it's your 14th year in a row beating Kentucky. You almost always beat him by double digits. Why, you are who I thought you were. That's all my point is, okay? You only care about this game so much because Carson Beck and Georgia looked bad early on.
Listen, I made a beautiful filet steak for my wife and kids last night for the 14th straight week, and my wife was still hell of impressed with how perfect it was. Just because it happens all the time doesn't mean you can't sit back and enjoy the beauty of execution. And I just think that it comes down to this, and Hester and I are kind of on the same page here. I get it's supposed to happen. I get it, 100%. But Kentucky's a good football team. Mark Stoops is a good coach, and this has been a really kooky year in college football where any given week, random stuff is happening. Teams are losing that shouldn't lose, teams are winning that shouldn't win, all that. So, you have to appreciate any time you get a quality win, and especially in a dominant fashion in which what happened in Sanford Stadium Saturday night, you have to sit back and say, wow, that was pretty dang good. That's the championship team we thought we had. And they finally finally took them 6 weeks to get there, but they finally did it, and they did it against a really good football team. So, I think the disconnect is you don't think Kentucky's good. Hester and I think that's a good win because it's a quality program.
He calls him Mark Poops.
No.
I'm sure he does it
No.
on snaps as well.
No.
He calls Stoops Poops.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. No, I apologize for it. And then he played like Poops again. Exactly. But, Aaron, you just said it yourself. You said they finally looked like the team we thought they were. And that's my entire point, is that this is the team I expected to see all year long. And when it comes to something like the Snaps top 10, it doesn't change my ranking there because we put more on resume. And Kentucky's not that impressive of a win. Kentucky, you're going to look up and Kentucky's going to be bad by the end of the year.
Oh, whoa.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I mean,
no,
bad.
they're not.
Okay, again, do I need to read the Twitter stat again, Jake?
No.
Do I need to read the Twitter stat? I think I might have sent in the group, Aaron. Mark Stoops in 10 years at Kentucky has 2 wins over SEC teams that finished as winning records. 2. Beamer has 2 in 2 years. Heupel has 3.
Let me defend him a little bit in that whole stat line you just threw out there. I guess this is somewhat to your point and against your point all in one comment. But the SEC East has been crap for the past 10 years plus, maybe. Like, there's been one really dominant team. It was, Florida one year, and then Georgia's kind of been that team for the rest of it. Like, there has not been consistent good play on that side of the SEC. So you're not always getting for Kentucky to flex your muscles against those teams, and give him credit. Like, he's taken advantage. Like, in a decade where the SEC East has not been consistent, Mark Stoops has been one of the consistent teams and has taken advantage of it. And for being in a traditional basketball school, I applaud him for it. Like, hell yeah, good job, Mark Stoops.
No, dude. You know who Mark Stoops takes advantage of? Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron, Vanderbilt, Florida. What is Jeff Brom's at the same state? What does he do? He goes to Louisville and he beats Notre Dame's ass to start 6-0. Mark Stoops doesn't have a win that could hold that win's jock in 10 years.
Take all this slander.
The way Notre Dame's playing right now, you want to compare records at the end of the season, Notre Dame's probably going to be 8-4.
Notre Dame will whoop Kentucky's ass. Yeah, because they play a hard schedule. Kentucky doesn't play a hard schedule. Mark Stoops has made a masterclass of scheduling bad. Why did Mark Stoops not want to go to 9 SEC games, huh, boys? Why was he out there fighting no 9 SEC games?
He knows where he is.
Exactly.
Again, he wants to continue to win
like
8-9 games. You just see he's a hater.
Wait, does Mark Stoops not get any credit for what he's doing against Florida? They lost 31 straight times. He's beaten them 3 straight times.
Okay, let's go back to the notes because I wrote it out earlier. Guys. I said, let's be honest about Kentucky. He's done a damn good job of making them not a disaster. He's done an incredible job of changing the Florida series. And he's done a damn good job of scheduling lesser teams so he can stack wins. That's what he does. That's why he didn't want to go to 9 SEC games because he's scared.
What if they beat Mizzou?
Then I got to eat all like crow.
Okay. I'm just wondering where you had like that game.
I think Mizzou will win that game.
Okay. It's in Lexington.
I still think Mizzou's going to win that game. What do you think, Mr. Quarterback Man?
Mr. Quarterback Man.
I would say right now Mizzou probably wins the game. They have the better quarterback play. Their defense has been pretty dang salty, besides obviously going against your LSU Tigers this past weekend. So, yeah, I would lean towards Missouri in that game versus Kentucky. I think Missouri's a pretty balanced team on both sides, and Brady Cook's playing a all SEC caliber type quarterback at the moment. So I would lean towards him.
What about
towards the Tigers?
Crap. Oh, wait. Hey, so are you driving right now? Are you going to call your game?
No. Not leaving until after snap.
Okay.
Oh, what game you calling?
I got a little Liberty in Jacksonville State tonight.
Okay.
Nice.
Liberty's undefeated, right?
USA. Yeah, Jacksonville State's 5-1.
That is Jamie Chadwell versus Rich Rod. How about that?
Oh, is Rich Rod at Jack State?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, Aaron, that's a good head coach matchup right there, Bo.
Great head coach and great offense too. They like to all of them run that some form of triple option from the gun. Create a lot of leverage on those linebackers, have them going one way or the other. Similar to what Auburn did to my Dogs last week, which you guys are going to have to face LSU this weekend, of eye discipline from the second level, not being out of play. So we'll see if LSU can
Okay.
figure it out a little bit on that side of football.
So I wanted to ask you about that because Georgia did struggle to stop that more kind of Hugh Freeze triple option attack that he's created with Peyton Thorne and company. You've watched a lot of LSU this season. You've called LSU this season. Do you think LSU will be able to? I mean, they're at home. Like, how do you score the LSU defense? It's bad on bad. How do you score LSU defense versus Auburn offense?
I think they'll hold them enough where obviously LSU's offense is going to kind of just run away with it. Like, I don't think Auburn, for how bad LSU's defense is, I still lean towards like they can get enough stops where I'm not worried about this game being close. Like I told you this before. I think I've told both of you. Like LSU's offense, in my opinion, is a top 2 or 3 offense in America. I mean, there isn't a weakness. So unless you can confidently say, hey, Auburn's going to be able to go every single possession and score, which I mean, then LSU's defense will truly be the worst defense in America. Hey, I just don't buy Auburn being able to score in the 40s. Like, yeah, maybe they'll give them some struggles. Maybe they'll steal a couple possessions from LSU, which is what they're going to have to do. Like it's the mentality of like when we played Georgia Tech. Can you frustrate LSU's offense to the sense of, hey, we're losing possession time because they're not getting off the field, and we're going to lose 1 or 2, and we start pressing, and maybe we'll make a couple mistakes. Like that's the only way Auburn can kind of stay in it. But if it's, hey, first one to 45 wins, Auburn won't sniff that, and LSU could easily get that in 3 quarters.
Aaron, are you who wins today, Michigan or Georgia?
I would say Michigan would win right now. I'm with you, T. Like
interesting strategy here, Aaron. Okay.
I
see
do.
what you're doing.
I do think Michigan is playing the best football. They still haven't played anyone like Minnesota's crap, but they've at least dominated every single game. Where like the defense is elite. I think J.J. McCarthy's playing like a top 2 round NFL draft pick right now. You got some receivers playing well on the outside. Obviously, you got a stacked backfield with corn back there. The offensive line actually does look like the Joel Moorhead winner again this season. So, like we talked about with LSU's offense being not a lot of holes, there's really not a lot of holes in this Michigan football team. Like the only issue they're going to have, I heard it from I forgot who I was listening to earlier today, but a similar point that you've made about Georgia last year. They're not going to play 4 quarters of football for a while.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to kind of run. I think they're going to run away against Penn State, and I think they're going to run away against Ohio State. Like they will truly not be challenged until the playoffs.
Jake, Aaron, this is what y'all need to hash out, and then we'll let Aaron go. Jake tells me he thinks Penn State could be the best team in the country. Aaron thinks Penn State is like absolutely fraudulent. Like he could not feel more strongly about them being
really?
fraudulent.
Yes. Yeah, number 1 total defense in the country right now.
How I view Penn State is how T-Bob views Kentucky.
Y'all just hate the teams that I like.
Yeah. They take advantage of a really weak schedule, but when they play the big boys, they get their brains beat in. I mean, that is to me, that's what's going to happen to Penn State this year. And maybe not Ohio State because I'm really not impressed with Ohio State's offense.
What's a better matchup for Penn State? Ohio State is over Michigan.
Yeah,
for sure.
But the problem is you're on the road against Ohio State. Like you would rather that been flipped.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to take down Ohio State, you need them at your home, not having to go to the horseshoe. I just think, Jake, I don't think their offense is good. The running game has not gotten going, which is surprising. The offensive line's been average. I think the quarterback, he's good, but he doesn't have elite playmakers around him that can elevate his game. Like, there's nothing exciting about this football team. Like, yeah, they play great defense. Like, I get it. Like, they are elite on that side of the football. But Ohio State's really good defensively this year. Michigan is better defensively this year. I don't think Penn State's going to be able to score against those guys. I just don't. Like, I do not think they're going to be able to score against them. So I think that's going to hold this team back from being a legit playoff contender is there's no explosiveness from that side of the football. They're not balanced.
Just hate full house backfield. Look, I get it. Don't run 11 personnel all the time. I get it. It's not,
Aaron is a little
not exactly what you get.
I looked Noshawn Marino in the face last night because we do like a Letterman UGA show every week, and I told him that Georgia should go to the air raid offense this year and screw the run game.
Wow.
Just throw the football. 80% of the time.
If I know
And
Sean
they
like I
better
think
off
I do, he
playing.
didn't take that well.
No, he actually kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I agree. The running backs have been average this year. Like, he's been on the running backs all year. Like, man, they have not gotten the job done.
Scott Dice says, Jake and Aaron are about to get in a fight. My money's on Jake. The only problem is I think Aaron just like hits a button on his phone and then Ben Jones shows up. And then Ben Jones and like 4 other Bulldogo linemen just come out of nowhere and just come to attack you. David Andrews.
I mean, I was going to end
drops
this.
out the ceiling.
I was going to end this like, trying to side with Aaron because Kentucky's won 10 games twice since 1977.
Kentucky. It's about
Since
Georgia.
1977, they've won 10 games twice. Mark Stoops has both of them.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
I mean, I was trying.
I'm with you, T. I'm against T here. Kentucky all day, baby. That was a hell of a win by my Dogs. They're gonna take this. They're gonna take that win and roll it into a monster win versus Vanderbilt this weekend.
Oh God.
Yes.
Hey, Aaron, though, for real though, like,
is this game at least on the road?
This schedule, like, who did this schedule?
Is
do
this
y'all
game
play?
at
Do y'all
least
play
on the
away
road?
games? No, it's on the road. But it's gonna be more UGA fans.
True.
That's every Vanderbilt game.
I know.
I mean, goodness gracious. How bad do we wish that Oklahoma game didn't get canceled now with how good Oklahoma looks? Like, that would have been a sweet Week 2 game in Norman.
Well, at least we'll get it in the future from now on. Aaron Murray, at Aaron Murray 11 on Twitter. Go follow him. Go follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to Snaps on YouTube. The road to 7K continues. Please help the boys out. YouTube.com/@volumesnaps. We'll be putting up more episodes today, and you can always just Google Snaps Podcast if you want to find it. Aaron, I'll talk to you in a couple hours, and good luck on the call tonight.
All right. See you, boys. Have a good one.
Try to avoid
Tigers.
barking at any other adult human beings that you just see in the street, okay? Do your best. Always. All right.
And I mean, you hate Kentucky. He hates Penn State.
So I feel, you know what? And I can't even argue about it. It sounds like I hate Kentucky. I'm not trying to be the hate Kentucky guy. I'm just saying I'm not going to suck you off for beating a team that you've beaten 14 times in a row.
That's
all I'm saying.
I will say this. If UGA would have come out and they would have been dominant in all of their games and then continued their dominance against Kentucky, I would actually give it more credit than
I'd have
they
them
struggled
above
against
Michigan.
South Carolina, struggled against Auburn, who I don't think are good football teams. I think they're okay. And then you dominate Kentucky. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you kind of take a look at the matchup. You kind of take a look at where the game was, and I don't give you I'm with you, and I believe in Kentucky, but I do think Kentucky is a good football team, just the worst matchup possible because they're Georgia light.
Yes, because they're Georgia light. And again, guys, I know all of this is causing me to come off as overly harsh towards Stoops. I just mean I still got Michigan scored above Georgia. They beat the crap out of everybody. They've been more consistent. They've been better. They've both played all schedules.
No, 5 teams ahead of Georgia.
Yeah, me too. That's my point. Aaron's trying to put him back at number 1 because they beat Kentucky. I feel like I'm going crazy.
The Penn State stuff, huh?
Yeah, he hates Penn State. He thinks they are fraudulent. I haven't sided with either yet because I don't know. I got to watch Penn State. I haven't watched them once yet this year. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
I mean, you know what? You're right. I forgot that Kentucky beat Eastern Kentucky 28-17. My bad. How could I forget? Go to allstartoyotabatteries.com. Explore the collection. Win's a win, boys.
Michigan couldn't even cover against Rutgers.
Hey, Rutgers is undefeated against the spread.
I know.
Okay,
It's my play
come on
last
now.
week.
Come on now. Yeah, exactly. allstartoyotabatteries.com. All-Star Toyota. You know who's undefeated against the spread as well? All-Star. And I'm talking about that MSR spread, that MSRP. You want deals? You want All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, whether you're buying new, Toyota certified used vehicles. The service department's incredible. Go take advantage today. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, top right there, you see it, Rent a Toyota right on the top banner. Click on that. It's going to have per-day rental prices, and everything is available. Check out those prices today, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We have truckloads of inventory rolling in at Corbell Toyota in Opelousas. And you can take advantage of 3.99% financing on select 2023 models. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by to talk some quarterbacks. Matty Hudak with some Saints film review. Join us Tuesday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
So, dude, welcome back. OTB. Nookie says, so is LSU squeaking by Mizzou or what better win, T-Bob? I don't know. I must not be doing a very good job explaining what I'm trying to say because nobody is understanding it.
It's everybody else.
UGA, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm starting to realize. Maybe it is me because nobody's understanding what I'm trying to say. Like, when did I ever compare LSU to UGA? UGA is being judged against the backdrop of trying to be the first team in 70 plus years, the first team ever, really, in my opinion, to win 3 national championships in a row. So, of course, the criticism is sharper and tougher and harder. LSU's out here fighting to survive. We're trying to get stops on 50% of the opponent's possessions. We're just trying to get off the field at a coin flip pace. Like, chill out. No, it's not the same. All I'm saying is I think Georgia's going to win the SEC, go to the playoff, and I think they'll lose, either in the semi or the natty. okay? Because I think that, I don't think Beck's the guy. Although I will say this in that last game, is that Beck definitely proved to be the guy more than any point that I had seen him this year. So now I know a few things about Carson Beck. I know he can go on the road and get a comeback win in a hostile environment. So I'm doing it at Auburn. I know he can take over and dominate a game against a lesser opponent, which he has to. Saw that against Kentucky. Mm-hmm. But we still don't know what is he going to do against, a good opponent, an opponent that's equal to him. So we're going to see. We're going to see. But no, this is not. No, I would take Georgia over LSU. Do you know what Brock Bowers would do to this LSU defense? It would be illegal. You would have to put Brock Bowers on the sexual predator list. He would have to start to register whenever he moves if he got a shot at this LSU defense. It would be violent and bad and awful. So no one is saying right now, at least, that LSU would beat Georgia. No, maybe in Atlanta, you get a wild hair up your ass, you ball out or something. I don't know, dude. But I would never take them to win.
No, I don't think you would.
I would hope for the best. And you better be damn sure I'll be cheering. That's the other thing, man. I keep thinking about
I do think LSU offensively would still have a lot of success.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. No. The Georgia defense is more fallible than they've been the last couple of years.
Yeah,
for sure.
But when you have a Brock Bowers, the middle of the football field, some of those channels in the seams.
Greg Penn trying to. Major Birds. Oh, my God. Anybody. I mean, it's anybody in the country. So, whatever. I don't need to name LSU guys. Anybody in the country trying to if there's any Heisman candidate on Georgia, it's Brock Bowers.
If there felt like a player that would be the worst matchup for you, specifically, it'd be Brock Bowers.
True. In a single player form, Brock Bowers is actually this year LSU's defense complete and utter nightmare.
He just finds his way into those channels where there's nobody.
It's one of those weird things. Tight ends are the ultimate at doing that, where it's like, how are they so open? Yeah. Whenever you have a great tight end, they always just appear to be. It's like Travis Kelce. Especially now. The entire world's looking at Travis Kelce, and yet Travis Kelce still finds himself completely wide open a lot of times. How's that possible? We got.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mic was on. I didn't know it was on. I'm just seeing this Wembanyama steal that you put in the document.
Oh, yeah, you want to play that?
Oh, we can.
Play that right here. So Wembanyama made his.
Mario took the Lord's name in vain. It must have been something.
It's pretty insane, dude. So in 19 minutes, Wembanyama, and there's a lot of pressure on this young cat.
Oh, for sure.
In 19 minutes.
He's in that Zion, LeBron.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes 20 points, 8 of 13 shooting, 5 boards, 2 threes, 1 block, 2 steals. And look at this steal that he created here, because it is. Y'all ever played Street Fighter?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Dalsim?
Yes.
He stretches. Yes. Look at the Dalsim energy out of this clip. We don't need it with sound, so you can just play it. But and you know what's funny about NBA players? They keep getting bigger and bigger, but they don't increase the size of the court. And so when you have these guys like Wembanyama, the amount of ground he can cover it's insane. Look, you gotta watch it from watch when the clip starts over, because the very beginning, there's no way that the guard thought that there was steal potential from there. I mean, he Stretch Armstrongs his arms, then he runs the other side and finishes with the flush dunk.
Is Chet back?
Yes.
Yeah, Chet
they faced off. Wembanyama kind of owned him. Yeah.
Well, you're just a Chet hater, so I don't believe you.
I thought Chet played well. He didn't play well?
He did.
I don't trust Mario when it comes to that.
He played okay, but there were some poster moments for sure with Wemby. And, yeah, he's ridiculous, man. He still needs to grow out into his body a little bit, but, his ceiling is Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis put together.
Wembanyama, 20 points, 5 rebounds. Chad Holmgren, 21 points, 9 rebounds. So he actually had the better game.
Man, you a hater.
Props.
You a hater.
Pull up Wemby's dunk on Chet.
Bro, you a hater.
All right.
You're talking about one play instead of a whole game.
However,
they were both great.
I'm kind of with Mario, though. I think Holmgren's got to gain at least 25.
Well, they both
pounds.
do. I mean, they're both young guys. They're 19.
Both those skinny boys.
Yeah,
Come on,
18
man.
or 19.
It's
Give him a
different
break.
body types, I think. Chet's always going to be slender. Victor's going to grow into it a little bit
Slim
more.
Reaper, KD. made a career out of it. Okay, you can be
You
skinny.
don't think?
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
you
We'll
don't
see.
think they both have a chance to grow into it? I feel like they look pretty similarly weird to me.
Look at Chet's legs and then look at Wemby's legs.
Okay, that's probably fair. All right, when we get back, let's close out the show next. OTB.
OTB, OT.
ITI Technical College. ITIcollege.edu. ITIcollege.edu for 50 years. The Martin family's been changing Louisianians' lives because, yes, this is not some national for-profit BS, okay? This is a local, family-owned trade school celebrating you, getting you careers, AOS degrees, just 2 years. Go sit down with ITI today, talk to the counselors, customize a plan for you where, it works around your schedule. You work full-time. You can still make it happen. Figure out what you're passionate about, what you're into, and then they help prepare you for after school as well. Mock interviews, potentially help with pathways to internships, job fairs. Look, the bottom line, you want a career, you want to change your life for the better. You want ITI, they've been at it for 5 decades, ITI Technical College.
Yeah, we always encourage you to go to the website, iticollege.edu, but also go check out their campus off Airline Highway. You will be blown away. It is set up for your success right now. iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Running Bart's marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Board's marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Seven, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Time for a little Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Favorite fun, bad horror movie? I don't think it's bad. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is a really stupid, funny horror movie. I said Cabin in the Woods. That's definitely not bad, though. That's a good movie. What's a bad one that I like?
I like Trick or Treat. I don't think it's great. Like,
I've seen the cover. I've never seen it.
It's pretty good. Like, it's corny. I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad, but it's a corny movie, but it's fun. It's a good one.
Army of Darkness, are they bad? Or are they're kind of cult classics? Sam
Eight-Legged
Raimi?
Freaks. Eight-Legged Freaks is one I like. That's a good one.
Drag Me to Hell, another
Killer
Sam
Clowns
Raimi
from
flick.
Outer Space.
Never seen it. Always looked at the cover in Blockbuster.
Yeah, there you go.
And was amazed, but never actually saw it.
Tremors, if that counts as a horror movie.
If that's a horror movie, yes.
Yeah,
Tremors
I don't count
would
it as a
definitely
horror
be
movie,
so
but that would
bad.
be mine.
It freaked me out as a kid, though. You can't tell me you didn't see Tremors. You weren't a little
I
scared.
like Tremors. Plus, like, Tremors actually has like a decent cast.
Yeah.
Teeth. Look it up.
Yeah, it's where the girl has the teeth in her vagina.
Yes.
I never saw it, but I always saw the preview.
Or just have T-Bob summarize it. That works too.
I mean, isn't that kind of the entire hook
Yeah.
of the movie?
Yes.
Like, I mean, let's be clear about what you're getting into. That is
So
what
y'all,
it is.
you sat down and you watched a movie called Teeth, knew the premise, and said, "Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna give this
Yes.
2
I'm
hours of my life."
Here's the thing: I've never seen it. I would maybe watch it.
Sounds like y'all are intrigued.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
You should go bet on it at DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKingsSportsbook.com. Download the app today. Promo code Baton Rouge. It's your first time signing up. You have $5 in an NFL game. You have $200 in bonus bets instantly. But this October, spooky good deals at DraftKings. Every NFL game day, get on. They got sweeteners for returning customers as well. Promo code Baton Rouge. 20 or older, 50 present Louisiana. Select purchases only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility. Pod restrictions apply. Terms sports at DraftKings.com/football terms. Like partner gold nugget like Charles Gambler. 100 Gambler. 1-800-466-37.
OTB OT. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales service